they can't hang with me, dog. It's your roster ain't it big. Man, stop playing with me, dog. Got that rolling on my wrist. Ask my jeweler what it cost. Got that monkey on my back. Man, I gotta shake it off. Rock with the mob. Rock with the mob. Rock with the rock with the rock with the mob. Rock with the mob. Rock with the mob. Rock with the rock with the rock with the mob. Right now I came to take over the game. Opposition, they do anything for fame. Calamari, boy, been inexpensive things. Killers with me and they still a bust your brain. Stay away, Rasta mob, get gritty. Where I'm from, we come and take over your city. Gang with me, get used to the new edition. Really popped off, now you looking silly. Ride with the mob, yeah, you should come take a peek. Young Rasta pimp jumped off the porch of the Montgomery streets. They mistake me for a Mason, how to keep it G. Asking who got the streets, and there's nobody but me.
2 chains on me, double Dutch. Pop out by myself, cause I don't give a fuck. Rockin' with my mob, them boys ain't tight as us.
He has made concerted efforts to make sure that he is vocal and to make sure he is visible. And in this new information age and the time of social media, and let's be realistic. Me and you have a podcast, and me and you don't like to be on social media all day and all night. And he gets up there at least probably Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday at the game, suited and booted, ready to talk and ready to be the face of the university. We truly appreciate that. As far as Hampton goes and his name, image, and likeness platform, I think this is excellent. I think that this, number one, gives everybody an opportunity to kind of have an opportunity to be seen, an opportunity to have a place to reach out to people. And due to the fact that my other school, Florida, has fumbled NIL so terribly, including losing the number one quarterback recruit in the nation, I think that it should serve as some level of security and should provide these athletes with some confidence that they know that these deals will be handled through a platform so that they're a little bit more legally binding, considering Florida promises dude all this money and then they will say, oh, we ain't got it. And that was the end of that. It
also, so speaking of Florida, this Hampton exchange said,
no, we good.
Said
by
get out of there. The deputy director of athletics, Officer Vaughn Moss, said in a press release, this.
Oh, that's my classmate. Shout out to my boy.
Oh, Vaughn. The Hampton Pirate Exchange will provide another opportunity for the many Hampton alums who lead or own businesses to be engaged with our athletic department and support our student athletes. Meaning it is another avenue for us to be able to support our alma mater or a school that we love, the HBCU in your neighborhood, as Norwood says. And you get a tax write-off.
Yeah. And also shout out to the university for hiring Vaughn, man. I remember when he first got the job, I worked with him. He worked he's went to school with me in my department, health, physical education, and recreation. And shout out to an excellent Hamptonian hire, man. You hired a guy who cares about the school, has excelled at many different places. I think the last place he was at was Temple. I think he's also been to Georgetown. So you got a guy who has an expansive background, but also is passionate about helping and uplifting the university. Excellent job.
Excellent job. So moving on, man, talking about, so quietly as kept, Southern University's head coach, Dooley, seat is getting hot because one, Jackson State has lost prime and they still doing well. And Southern University went and stole Dooley from Prairie View. And now Prairie View looks just as good, or we look just as bad, depending on how you look at it, as that team. The one person that we were supposed to go after is now coaching Benedict College. And Benedict College, they are doing so well that this Division III school, SIAC, that's Division II. This Division II school is now getting national headlines on HBCU sports websites, Instagram, and ESPN. Why? Because they are so good. They have won 16 in a row. They went fifth. I'm sorry, it might be 17 now. They went 13-0 last year, and they are now 4-0 this year. So they are 17-0. And they are playing out of their mind. They just beat, I want to say some school starts with a C. I can't really pronounce it, but they just won again. And they honestly look like a candidate to move up to the MEAC if I were you. If to be honest.
Yeah, the thing for me is I feel like Benedict has kind of like turned this program around. I don't get me to telling you exactly what their records were every year, but looking at the program at where it was and looking at where it looks now, I will say it looks like it's been revamped. That's good, but the other part about that is Benedict, you got to also be very realistic. If he turns this thing around, you know what that means.
It's already turned around.
Might be on the way out.
It's already turned around.
Yeah, they were 5-5 in 2021. I don't have I don't have anything for 2020. Oh, COVID.
Yeah, they sat out. So
1-9 and 19. Yeah, this team they were 6-3 in 2018. That was the last time they had a winning record. It's been 5 years. And I think that they're a little bit past the winner. Yeah, well, they're 7-2 and 17 now. But for the most part, I just feel like this program is now where it was like a okay program is now going to be a good program.
Yeah, and the head coach name is Chennis Berry Jr. He got there in 2020. He is the hire. So the reason I brought up Southern University and Dooley, y'all trying to figure out how that correlates to this. Chennis Berry was the offensive coordinator for Southern University from 2013 to 2019. Where Southern won pretty much the SWAC West almost every year, maybe every other year. And they dominated Grambling and played really, really well. So well to the point that when it was time to hire a new coach, they just got a safety. They just knew that Chennis was going to be the hire. Instead, they went with somebody else. And he left and went to Benedict, and Benedict, under his care, I want to say is 20-6. They went 3-6 his first season when he took over as the head coach, and they went 6-6, and now they've won like 17 straight. So Southern University, y'all have got something to figure out, and what makes Chennis so good is that he can recruit. So Lubert Davis, Lubert or Lubert, I don't know.
Lubert, put that France on that thing, man.
That's the 2023 Black College Football Player of the Year Spotlight and Player of the Week. And Dennis, and defensive end Lubert Danellis. He has 7 tackles, 4 solo, 3.5 tackles for loss, and 2.5 sacks. They have a college football player of the year candidate on offense, defense, and special teams. I think Benedict deserves to have this much talk about them because they are really, really good.
Yeah, I'm excited. And the rest of y'all teams better step it up.
Yeah.
And shout out to Benedict. Great, excellent hospitality. You got a chance, take the trip.
It's fun, man. Fun, man. Shout out to Big Mama. Jackson State in the SWAC. Did I skip something? Nope, that's it. Jackson State. So Leilani Armenta got the call to be the first female kicker in the SWAC. I know she was for Jackson State. And she says this gives opportunities for girls at other schools to show what they can do and be kickers. So shout out to Jackson State and shout out to Leilani.
As a person who's seen girls kick in middle school and do a good job, I'm for it. Young Wei Koo, if you don't get it together over there in Atlanta, if there's a girl who can do the job better, hire her. We ain't playing. We about W's. That's it. I don't care who kicking the ball.
Young Wei, you about to go right back to Young Ho now. When we didn't know about you, we called you Young Ho. We put some respect on your name when you started hitting them field goals, brother.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, but yeah, man.
Bijan, you might have to get that man his number back. His power might be his number. But once again, congratulations again to this young lady, Leilani. Much success. We will continue to follow and support.
Definitely will. We definitely will. SWAC.
And at the end of the day, you need to make them kicks now.
Yeah, man.
You're
Let's
still
talk
a kicker
about.
now. We ain't asking you to do a lot, but put it in uprights.
Let's talk about some football, man. Let's talk about some football. So, where we at? Let's go to the scoreboard real quick. MEAC. North Carolina Central beat Mississippi Valley State 45-3. We knew that was gonna happen.
Correct.
They just got off the drubbing from UCLA. UCLA, you let me down. They won 45-3 versus Mississippi Valley State. Delaware State went up against Miami of Ohio 62-20. Norfolk State beat Towson. That's not supposed to be an upset, but I feel like it was.
Norfolk is, hey man. I still think the Hampton is a better team than them, especially at 100%. And I still think we should have won that game, but outside of that, congratulations. And yeah, we need them to beat those teams. Everybody who can beat one of the teams in our conference, do us a solid.
Towson's
do it for your people. Ain't they in the CAA?
I didn't know that. I thought they were a division lower. Morgan State lost to Albany in double overtime. 23-17. Tough game. Morgan State was pretty much stifled. Well, I mean, both teams were stifled. It was 10-10 at the end of the game. And then South Carolina State beat the Citadel. Now,
Citadel.
Now, y'all might not think that's a big win.
Y'all just be running around there pledging all day. Y'all should be ready from football practice.
The Citadel used to beat up on HBCUs. They used to destroy South Carolina State, and they play all them HBCUs. Same with McNeese State. McNeese State went out there and got beat by Grambling. Hey, man, I told y'all, I have always been a proponent to say that there's no reason that Montana or South Dakota State or North Dakota State should have any athletes from the South that are black. They should all go to HBCUs. But that's neither here nor there. Let's go to the SWAC real quick. Alabama A&M beat Arkansas Pine Bluff. Pine Bluff is playing with a little bit of heart now. They may be a problem next year. I know that they're young, but
Pine Bluff is kind of like the equivalent of the Arizona Cardinals to me. They're a team that's not very good.
Poorly run organization?
Just let me finish. They're not the team that's necessarily the best, but every game they've played, they've made it very difficult for their opponent. And I know that you don't really get a whole lot of recognition for that, but it's a lot of teams just laying down. I mean, I hate to say it, Mississippi Valley State, but y'all are getting waxed. At least like Arkansas Pine Bluff is like, hey man, we might not be the best, but we're gonna make it difficult.
Come on. Yeah. North Carolina Central beat Mississippi Valley State. We already talked about that. Grambling beat Texas Southern. They should have done that. Y'all better watch out for Grambling, man. I told y'all they got some offense over there. Florida A&M put a whooping on Alabama State.
It's a little too close. It's a little too close for me now.
Alabama State's pretty good now.
Almost beat Temple like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Didn't you play Alabama State and win by 13? It's inconsistent.
And if we're not gonna show it, but Alabama State got into it with the FAMU fans and security.
Oh man.
And security. That's all we gonna say on that. But just go Google it if you need to.
Keep your hands to yourself, man. How about that?
And keep your hands up.
Fair assessment.
Prairie View. Hey man, I think we both picked Alcorn here. No, I picked Prairie View. No,
I think you picked Prairie View. I picked Alcorn.
Yeah, I picked Prairie View. I wasn't confident in that pick. But I did pick Bubba McDowell. I picked Bubba McDowell. He's got them playing really well, man. They play decent defense.
Yeah, I mean this is kind of what we expected. When you have a game and you know that both of these teams are kind of in the same realm, 23-20. Neither one of us were decisive on our pick. They said, hey, this game will go either way. Did they play this in Alcorn or they play this in Prairie View? I think they might actually play this in Alcorn, but
Alcorn, they played in Mississippi. Lorman, Mississippi.
Jesus.
Lorman, Lord.
No, thank you. But yeah, it's an actual football game. Nothing more you can ask. And look at old Bethune-Cookman minus Ed Reed.
Hey, bruh. Boy, talk about quick scope. You got the long memory. Like you'll never forget nothing.
Yeah. No, you don't come to know. Hey, man, we have a rule at HBCUs. I'm sure y'all all know that because y'all listen to this podcast, and this is HB segment. Once again, thank you. Follow, like, subscribe, do all of that. But rule number one when you get to HBCU, act like you got some sense, and don't you embarrass nobody in here. And if you break either one of those rules, then you got to go. And he went.
Yeah, expeditiously. They got him out of there.
Can't save you from that. You got to save you from yourself.
But I don't want to step on Jackson State, man. Jackson State has been playing. I'm not Jackson State. Jackson State too. Jackson State is 1-1 in the SWAC. They 3-2 overall. You knew that expectations were gonna. I don't know if they stayed the same, but you knew that they were gonna take a step back talent wise just because of all the losses. But they are playing well down there, man. They are winning the games that they're supposed to. Now I don't know if they'll actually win the SWAC East because of FAMU. FAMU is so dominant right now. Yeah, he did smack him. You saw that, Russ. But Raymond Woody Jr. down there at Bethune-Cookman has them playing well. He has them playing well. They are going to be good. They got speed. The thing about a Florida school, minus the Gators, is there's so much talent in the state of Florida. If you could just get a good coach, then you can be dominant. And I think
the same thing about Florida. Hey, don't forget we ranked now. We ranked. We had the catch of the week, probably the catch of the year, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, and I mean, fire Billy. The answer is still fire Billy, but I think the players are more than adequate.
We'll get there. Billy's doing exactly what I asked him to do.
Hell of a try. That safety to start the game out is wild.
Yeah.
And Jackson State, yeah. I mean, we'll just see how it plays out. I mean, they 3-2, 1-1 in the SWAC. That's where I really want to see. Hey, what can you do against your? Which
I don't see is that Bethune-Cookman was up at halftime. If they didn't have a bad third quarter, Bethune-Cookman would have won this game.
Was that another safety? Or was that 3 field goals in the second quarter? If that's 3 field goals, hell, my bad.
No, that was a touchdown. I'm pretty sure that was a touchdown. Well, old girl kicked the field goal, so it might have been. She might have been kicking some field goals.
Yeah, I need to get the score breakdown on this. This is a lot of field goals or safeties or something.
Oh, you talking about Bethune-Cookman 9-6 second quarter? No, it was a touchdown by Bethune-Cookman and a touchdown by Jackson State.
Oh, we just missed. Hey, Leilani, better lock it up. We equal opportunity, but the equal is being good now.
You saw my face? I was like,
Hey, Leilani, let me tell you this. We do everything here to uplift women and minorities. We are supporters. But we support people who do their job. You don't do your job, you can be a fat ass too, because we believe in equality.
Yep. So you better hit that. Field goals. So we follow. Shout out to Light on College Football. They're a really good space to follow. They released their SWAC Power Rankings this week. After 4 weeks, FAMU of course is number 1. They, I believe, have only 1 loss and they're undefeated in the SWAC. Jackson State number 2. Surprisingly, they had Prairie View and Southern at 3 and 4 over Alabama A&M, Grambling, Alcorn State, Alabama State, and then the rear, which is everybody else. I'm surprised that Alabama State is 8, seeing as how they beat Southern. I'm also surprised that Grambling is undefeated in the SWAC and ranked number 6. I think Grambling is the third best team in the SWAC right now. Right now.
I concur.
I don't.
FAMU, Jackson
Yeah.
State, Alabama A&M.
Nah, I would say Grambling then Prairie View. I think Grambling belongs and everybody else bumps down one.
Actually, you're right. Grambling.
Prairie View is
Texas Southern,
surprising.
Mississippi Valley State. Y'all might as well start recruiting for next season. Bro.
Yeah, 9 through 12. Though. This 1 through 8. This 1 through 8. You want me to help you out? I'll help you out. Don't even look at it.
Good. Also, if y'all follow, I think it's MEAC Sports, man, spam them. We ask for rankings. We ask for a scoreboard. If you don't mind stopping by their social media and asking, hey man, can y'all get a scoreboard? We would greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, SWAC is on it, dog. The SWAC, everybody posts the SWAC rankings. They are affiliated with a bunch of social media sites, and the MEAC is falling behind, man. Even we found Benedict and the SIAC and CIAA are doing well. I see more about Virginia State than I do MEAC schools.
That is immensely frustrating for what is basically a storied conference. Like, you got to invest into social media. You have to make your content available so that people like us can support you. So yeah, when y'all get a chance, spam them.
Man. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the HBCU News Around the Culture segment. We have one segment that we're going to break into 2 parts left called football. We're going to do NCAA football, 2-minute break. Then we're going to do NFL football because there's a lot of news to talk about, especially in the NFL, where it looks like this whole week for our division is a wash. Oregon did what Oregon did, but we got some things to talk about because Dion is right. Everybody's going after him and not the school. But
oh no, I don't. I disagree. I vehemently disagree.
But as I was about to say, Dion, you can't play the victim when you out there before the game doing what you did. Now, yeah. But we'll get into it. Y'all go get y'all beverage. I'm gonna send this cash app for all the teams that let me down again, and we will be right back. Remember, do what?
Last week, 2 weeks. I like the double.
Like, follow, subscribe. Be back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our football segment of episode 121 of the Splash Cast Monday Night Raw. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Our first part of the football segment is NCAA football. Shout it. We're going to run through the scores real quick, and then we're going to talk about what y'all really, really want to talk about. We know y'all want to talk about Dion in Colorado versus Oregon and what happened. Some good games, other games going on around the league as well. So let's jump right into it, man. Remember, always like, follow, subscribe, and tell a friend. We'll be there. Let's go here. Let's go IG and scoreboard. So we're just going to run through the top 25. Of course, the number 1. Georgia, 49-21 over UAB. Was really never in doubt. Is what it is. No need to talk about that game. For real, Brock Bowers played pretty well. Michigan, Rutgers. Michigan, this game ended 31-7. The score is not indicative of the game. If it wasn't for a penalty here, it probably would have been 14-7 Rutgers at halftime instead of being 14-7 Michigan. Michigan has some holes in their defense that they have to figure out. I'm sure you don't want to talk about those two at all. Texas,
Baylor. That was a practice. Let's get to Florida State, Clemson.
Clemson. So how'd you feel about that game? It's 31-24.
This is a game
back and forth.
This is exactly, honestly, what I expected out of this game. When we picked this game, I said that Clemson is better than unranked, 100%.
Yeah.
They're gonna play this game close. And they made it very difficult. They just Clemsoned in the end. I don't know if I've ever seen a game where I think that you lose, but you should shoot up in the rankings. But there's no way that this team is not better than Florida for sure. This team is better than Colorado. There are a number of teams that Clemson is better than. I still think that they're not where they used to be. I don't think that Dabo will ever get back to that level of success again. But I ain't gonna see like Florida State's the number 4 team in the country. This looked like 4 versus 6, 4 versus 7.
Yeah. So yes, Clemson still has the athletes to be a top 5 team. Wow, who are these dudes from the Rams? I mean, what was that? They are fast. But Dabo, if Dabo had adjusted with the times, Clemson would be a top 5 team this year. If he would have just embraced the transfer portal, embraced NIL, and done all those things, and stopped being corny Dabo, he would have been able to see that he needed to fill some holes on the roster. He needed to bring in a quarterback to challenge Cade Klubnik. He needed to
got holes. I've got holes.
He needed to bring in a safety. There are a lot of problems with this Clemson team in order to stay elite. And Florida State embraced the transfer portal. They do got a little Jeremiah Trotter. They do got him. But Florida State top receiver who caught the game-winning touchdown transferred from Michigan State. Like, good job to get out of there too. This is I told y'all at the beginning I picked Florida State to win this game. I told y'all that this is the demise of Dabo. Dabo is riding his own ticket out of there, and immediately after they lost this game, because now they are out of the national championship race unless a whole lot of stuff happens. They are out of the championship race. They are already talking about buying his contract out at the end of the year. Already. I told y'all, people was like, man, he'll be back next year. No, it's not guaranteed he will, because he has a fundamental philosophy problem in that team.
You the last guy to start using the internet, bro. You should want to use the fax machine. They will get rid of you for that. And I said it last year. I started the season before any games were played and said, I think that you should be looking at Dabo and Jimbo as guys who are probably headed on somewhere else. And I think that in both cases, God, dog, Mike Evans is a monster. He'll be playing somewhere else next year too, since we talking about people going somewhere else. Yeah, Dabo, your time is come and go.
And it's the way that they lost. So Dabo, to me,
he'll be the next Gator head coach.
Dabo won because his ability to get 2 quarterbacks that were the best in the league, in the nation, back to back, right? He went from Watson to Trevor Lawrence. That's why he won those 2 championships. And it's starting to look like they won it despite Dabo. For example, this game against Florida State, they had the ball with time left in regulation to try to go down and kick a field goal to win the game. But he elected to play for overtime. And they only needed like 30 yards to get to the field goal. And he had a timeout. Let the clock run out.
Look on his face right here in front of you guys.
Florida State goes down and scores in 2 plays. I mean, they make it look easy in overtime. I was like, oh, this game, you don't let the visiting team get to overtime, especially if they rank number higher than you. It's over with.
Yeah, you play to win. Play to win the game. And yeah, you're right. You're unranked. You have nothing to do but play spoiler. Ruin their season, bro. You had
a chance to ruin your season and save your season, because you only had 1 loss. You only got 1 loss.
Yeah.
And you're Clemson.
And if you beat them, you get back into like 15. And once you're in 15, you're back in play. You just went out. You win the ACC, you got a chance. Now you got to do that, but you also lost to Duke.
So you Duke is in y'all division, and y'all still got to play North Carolina. So
who?
Well, that's what they're saying about Clemson. But the thing about Clemson is if you would have just done right, you have Clemson, for all intents and purposes, has the same mystique and allure in the last 10 years that Alabama has. They've been in just as many playoffs, they've been in 3 national championships? They've been, they did not go from Deshaun to Trevor. They had Kelly, the quarterback that transferred to Missouri.
DJ Ulalele, didn't they?
No, Trevor Lawrence started before him. He was after Trevor Lawrence.
Oh,
Trevor Lawrence had the dude that transferred to Missouri.
Who job he took?
Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence.
Everybody knew whose job they were going to take. Everybody knew that was going to happen.
And we're going to get to Trevor Lawrence here very soon, because I got questions.
Yeah. But shout out to Florida State, man. They ended up winning this game, and they are now in the driver's seat. They are in the driver's seat to make it to the college football playoff. Where we at? Florida State. USC beat Arizona State. USC is also starting to be one of those teams. Oh, I'm sorry, I went too far. They're starting to be one of those teams that starts out really, really slow. Like, a lot of these games start out really slow. Like, they should have blown Arizona State out. They didn't really run away with it until the fourth quarter.
Now, with that said, Caleb Williams has 5 touchdowns. Out of the 42 points, he was responsible for 35 of them. Yeah,
they got 1 rushing touchdown from Marshawn Lloyd. 14 carries, 154 yards. Lord. Ohio State, Notre Dame. Game, I guess that was the game of the night.
Man, mid of the night. That was neither one. These teams are what I believe both of them to be, not that good. Number one, Ohio State, you need Quinn Ewers back like yesterday. Let me tell you. That quarterback play that you guys have, it only reminds me of one other team that's a little bit worse, Bama. Quarterback play is just insufficient. Notre Dame, I honestly cannot figure out for the life of me, what is your jug? What is your con where people just rank you top 10 and then you play and you never look like a top 10 team? Never do I see Notre Dame like, boy, that team really got it going.
I can explain to you why, because I've been a Georgia fan for a long time. So this is how the overrated or overhyped works. You lose a game like this, right? Early in the season. Then
these teams should drop.
Then
just like I said, Clemson should have went up even though they lost. These teams should both go down.
But Georgia, so this is how it goes. You lose a close game, right? Normally our close game would be to a ranked team. And then the second game is you get upset, where a team plays out of this world and upsets you. So now you have 2 losses, you can't get to it. And then you go win out and blow somebody out in the bowl game, or win a bowl game against somebody that's ranked ahead of you. Now, next year, they got the recruiting class. They number 3 again. That's how Notre Dame runs.
But don't you have to eventually win something?
I mean, no, because they're independent. They ain't got to win nothing. They can be right up there every year. And they ain't got to win no conference or nothing. They just got to show up.
Instead of a commissioner thing, it's such a jug. It's like, what are we doing here? At least everybody else got to play for a conference championship. You guys just got to play these miscellaneous schedule. And they're like, hey, I guess we deserve to be here. Even though you come up missing like Manti Te'o's girlfriend repeatedly.
So Ryan Day actually had some comments for Lou Holtz, because Lou Holtz told the truth. I ain't gonna say he ain't told the truth. He said under Ryan Day, they've been soft. That's what he said. And Ryan Day was like, when he won, he said, I wonder where Lou Holtz is now, when he heard him. These coaches be listening, dog. And I guess that gave him enough billboard material.
Notre Dame. See, this is my issue. Don't beat a nobody. And I'm not gonna say a nobody.
You're right,
but
Sneaky.
Don't beat a team that ain't really that good. And then, it's always been Ohio against the world. Bro, nobody. No, it ain't.
Yeah,
no, it ain't.
Nobody roots for Ohio State outside of Ohio State. I ain't never met nobody.
Let me tell you one thing about the SEC. Nobody is waking up in the morning and saying, "Oh, I really hate Ohio State." We don't care. That football up there is a joke. It's not anything that we take seriously. It's the reason that we don't
all the disrespect.
I hate that.
That's the name of this podcast. All the disrespect.
I hate when people make, oh man, the world hates us. No, we don't. We honestly just don't care. I don't care about your team. Win something. And then maybe play in a conference where there's more than one team that has won a national championship in the last 40 years. Then maybe, just maybe, we'll care. But until then, no. It's you and nobody else. And we don't really respect you. Next.
All right, well, that was a good game. Notre Dame versus Ohio State. I think this now allows allows Ohio State to lose versus Michigan and still be considered for the college football playoff like last year, unless they lose to Penn State. I told y'all earlier that all of them are going to cannibalize themselves. Somebody's going to beat somebody, They all going to have one loss, and they're all going to get left out. That's what's going to happen in the Big Ten. Where else we at, man? We are... Oh, Penn State, Iowa. Thought that was going to be a good game. 31-0. 31-0. 31-0.
I mean,
so,
yeah.
Well, the reason I brought this up was because of the Hawkeyes offensive coordinator. So the Hawkeyes offensive coordinator has to Iowa offensive coordinator has to average 25 points per game or he's fired. Brian Ferentz, to keep his job. They have to average 25 points per game. It's in his contract or for him to be able to automatically keep his job. They got to be 31-0. You might well go ahead and clean out your office now.
Number one, do you know who the head coach of this team is? Kirk Ferentz, his father. No, Dad, I'm not signing this contract. Number two, you think that I'm going to link my job and my success to college children scoring 25 points every Saturday? Not a no, but a hell no. And now you got zero.
You're the coach. Yeah, I guess not having it defined like that. Yeah.
No, because what happens if we score 17 points and we ground and pound the whole game away? We have an excellent time of possession and win the game. No, you're not finna hit me with, well, you didn't score 25 points. No.
That's wild. That's terrible contract with his
I can't believe that your dad let you negotiate this contract considering he's the head coach. Good luck. You go.
Yeah, he's fired. He's fired. There, if that is true, then it's a wrap for you, big dog. It is a wrap for you.
You better have some big games on the way.
Oh, dang, I forgot to talk about Caleb Williams. Caleb, big dog. So I want to see y'all. Y'all see him. He's audibling. He said, hold up, wait. As he's about to catch the snap. Bong. Right?
Hardest hit of the night right there.
Boy, hit him right in the manhood kerpow.
Oh. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Hey, Coach,
you know how that center got to go.
That's not like.
Yeah, not a shotgun snap ain't soft.
Incidental contact. That's not incidental contact. And if you know, incidental contact is more than enough. But an actual snapped football, oh boy,
to the
that stomach over there.
Hey man, hey, you know what old school football coaches would tell you when stuff like that happened? Why you should have wear all your pads? Should have wore all your pads. That's what our coach used to say. Oh, you got a bruise on your thigh?
Should have get you cussed out. It ain't nothing that's gonna do me no good right now, man. Oh Lord, AJ Brown.
But yeah, so Caleb Williams, that was about the only thing that went wrong for him in that game. Other than that, they were out of this world, man. So, I guess we'll go to it. So, Colorado, 42. Was it 42? Might have been 48. Colorado got absolutely
42-6.
steamrolled 42-6. So in the first half, Colorado had 21 total yards and 4 first downs. Oregon had 378 total yards and 22 first downs. And the score was, I believe, 35-0 at halftime.
There is a guy somewhere. He may be from Augusta, Georgia, and he told y'all this was going to happen. I've had this conversation with umpteen million people. Want y'all to be very clear about what these things mean. I told y'all that Colorado is not a good team. Colorado was a bad team. I think that they were 1-11 last year. That is now probably a mediocre team. To take a bad team to mediocre is an accomplishment. Congratulations, Dion. You did that through your recruiting and through your coaching. I'm not taking that away from you. But y'all who got in here and said that, hey, Colorado is a good team, I think that they're going to give Oregon a run for their money. Let me tell you, Dan Lanning took that personal, and he made sure to let y'all know that you can't come here and do nothing but get whooped. Also, shout out to my friend who made the bet that said that Colorado will end the season top 25.
Who said
they
that?
already go.
Wow.
No,
I mean, that don't mean they can't get back in there. I mean, that's, you know.
What? They play USC next week, right?
Then Washington. But
we began to rock. Steady. So, I just want my money.
Oregon's defense, the biggest difference between the two teams this game was offense and defensive line. Oregon's defensive line, Dan Lanning is from the Kirby Smart / Nick Saban tree and / Bill Parcells, whatever you want to call it, tree. And they believe in defense and having speed and size on the line.
And aggression.
And they were destroying. Look how they were destroying Colorado. Shedeur, I will say Shedeur does hold the ball a long time, but this game, it didn't matter. Not this one.
Yes. This one is like that. Like, that's the thing that I try to tell people, but everybody don't necessarily want to absorb is, like, I do think that Shedeur, when given time, has he has good to excellent touch. But he holds the ball too long, and you have an offensive line who is just not prepared.
They're awful.
They're not prepared to play against guys who are going to play on Sundays. And we said that when we watched, I can't remember if it was number 8 or 9 from Nebraska just cause havoc. Then we saw 8 Kamara from Colorado State just cause havoc. That was
the game.
And I'm like, hey, these guys are good, but I think they're both probably a little too small to play in the pros. When you start getting to this next level where the guys are going to play on Sundays, their offensive line going to have to stand up, or they're going to get DJ Jazzy Jeff, and that's what they got. They kept getting thrown out of there. And Shedeur, you're going to have to learn to make peace with not having completion percentage like a free throw. You're going to have to just throw it away. Live to play another down, but you can't take 7 sacks. You're the most sacked quarterback in college football through 3 weeks. Yeah, you're going to have to chuck it, bro. Just make peace with it.
Let me ask you a question. Well, let me play this clip, and then I'm going to ask you what you feel about this. Because I'm not conflicted, but it's interesting. This is Dan Lanning when they were up 35-0 going into halftime. This is what he had to say. Let me make sure I got all the levels up so y'all can hear it.
But not done yet. We're not satisfied. I hope all those people that have been watching every week are watching this week.
I think they are. What did you think of Bo's efficiency there in the first half?
Nobody cares about Bo Nix. So Dan Lanning didn't say much. You're right, Sneaky. Colorado has basically Jackson State's O-line. Dan Lanning didn't say much during the week leading up.
Are those the Louis bags he was bringing with him?
Yeah. Dan Lanning said, well, Travis Hunter was a Louis bag in Shedeur. Those are the only.
No, he said he had Louis bags. These look like
That's
Canal Street Louis bags now.
But Dan Lanning, first he took the shot at Colorado, when they said that they were leaving and going to the Big 12. What?
Wait, can I answer that? Was his assessment of?
I didn't ask a question.
What has college? Well, I wanted to, before you diverge into the other point, like that point where he said, has Colorado ever mattered? I think that's a fair assessment. That's like imagine if Vanderbilt found themselves want to move somewhere and somebody said, so how do you feel about Vanderbilt leaving the SEC? Don't care. Good luck. You ain't never had nothing to do here.
So the second part of that was, it was interesting that Deion then responded right after Oregon announces that they go into the Big Ten, and was like, it's just all about a bag. It's funny they was talking about us, referring to Dan Lanning.
Which is fair, 100% fair.
Which is funny.
Don't
so
call
when
me
he said
funny and then do the same thing.
Yeah, so Deion had it, but that right there was the start of the verbal I ain't gonna say they don't have back and forth, but the little verbal tit for tat that they've been having the entire time. What?
Oh no, I thought that was a touchdown by the Rams and then it went left. So my thing with Deion and Dan Lanning, number one, Dan Lanning listens to the podcast just like you guys, like, follow, subscribe. I said, if you want your chance, don't give Deion any bulletin board material. Wait till it's time to play and punch him in the face. Now, Dan Lanning did give an excellent pregame speech talking about we play to win. We don't play for clicks. You don't win in Hollywood. You win on the grass. But he waited until it was too late for Deion to do anything about it.
Well,
and
to
then
me,
he went out there and punched him in the face. And then afterwards, being that I'm a Florida fan, I feel Nick Saban would do the same thing, talking about we not done. Steve Spurrier would do the same thing. Lane Kiffin would do the same thing. Hell, Kirby Smart would do the same thing. So
he did it.
I don't necessarily like when they make it like, oh man, he don't like Deion. Nah, this is college football. And I hate to say it, but let's be real here. Colorado has gotten all of the publicity all week. And you looking at Colorado like, bro, y'all cannot hold my jock strap. So, yeah, when it get down to time to play, I ain't pulling no punches. Not nan.
Nah, so this is why I think that was kind of a sucker move. Because I don't think that, well, I ain't going to say that. Because I was probably off the cuff. But you knew you were gonna say. I think his speech was augmented for the cameras in some shape or form. He dressed it up. He's selling. No, you got to remember, these football coaches selling a program. This is probably gonna be the biggest, like, most eyes on a game. I think that's the most televised game of the season. All of that. So yeah, this is gonna be my chance in the spotlight. I need to be able to use this to recruit next. To Oregon, what do you see? And that's bullshit, because Oregon's already in the spotlight. They had a number of 5 or 6 ranked team. They still have to play USC. Like, they have a giant Bo Nix poster in New York. Oregon is in the spotlight. He definitely took up that time to take shots at Deion. Now, while I don't like the shots at Deion, and you got all this bravado in your chest after y'all up 35-0, Deion, you can't allow your teammates to go. I mean, your team, if you don't do nothing but practice and work hard and play football, that's what he said. Can go out there on the Oregon O and scrape up the O. Yeah. You can't do that. You can't do that. And the player, bro, you shouldn't start no more. You should have been benched. Something should have been done. There should have been some type of olive branch sent from Colorado to Oregon. Like, hey, he's stupid. You know what I mean? Because
my bad.
You knew that they were overmatched. And Dan Lanning, and that's why I brought up that quote and the pregame. I want to bring up the pregame speech, because Dan Lanning was going to score 60 on them. He was going to try to score 70. Oh, yeah. He was going to try to score 80, because they went for it on 4th and goal twice, up 35-0, and then somebody tapped him, because they were going for it on 4th and goal at the end of the first half again, and they tapped him and said, "Nah, don't do it."
Let me be very clear. That was low class and low brow. You had already beaten them. You had already demoralized them. There was no point at that point. Like, at the end of the day, man, you're a coach. And I know that, we care a lot about college football, but these are kids, bro. You're not out here trying to break a kid. So, like, you shouldn't be at the end of the day. You had already proved your point. We'll talk about multiracial McDaniel. He had an opportunity to break the NFL scoring record. He was like, nah, my point's already proven here. I don't need to do that. It's the same thing. Now, I think that
I don't think that's
in
the
my
same
belief,
thing.
huh?
I don't think that's the same thing. Multiracial McDaniel had a vendetta against the Broncos because they wouldn't interview him.
Possibly.
I don't think. I think Dan Lanning, and this we can jump into it. Deion said to himself, "What's up, Kev?" Deion said to his they said they are playing against me. The coaches are trying to beat me. They are not trying to beat their team to beat. So, and that was addressing going forward on fourth down, saying all of these things. And Deion's right. Like, you won, you get a chance to say all of that. But and it's funny how Deion was able to turn this into a positive for him immediately. Immediately.
That's a spin doctor working on the people who can be spun. I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't no positive about you getting walloped. And Deion, don't put yourself in that. Oh, they came out. You know who they trying to beat at Alabama? Nick Saban. You think Lane Kiffin went into that game worried about anybody other than beating Nick Saban? Hell no. I want my pound of flesh. When Kirby Smart plays Nick Saban, cool, these guys on your team. I want to beat you. So welcome to the game, bro. Don't try to make it personal where they try. Yes.
No, it was personal. What he's saying is they don't like him in the way that he carries himself, in the way that I understand completely what he's saying. To me, how I interpret it is that, they just don't like me. Like, they were trying to score 42 points, not to break the will of our team. He was trying to do that to embarrass me. He's trying to do all of those things to me because he's mad at me. And you can say in this pregame, rooted in substance, not clicks, all of that other stuff.
But Deion is searching for clicks.
But all of that's hate. That's all hate. And you use it the hate as motivation. Yeah, come on, dog. You use the hate as motivation because Oregon wants the clicks. There's no reason. Come on, bro. Oregon has 1,000 uniforms. You think Oregon has 1,000 uniforms not for the clicks? That is for clicks. They literally are known. Before they were good, they were known for being Nike 1,000 uniform Oregon. But that's clicks. So that's a sucker move. Dan Lanning, all of that was sucker.
Because that's where they develop everything in. But either way, beside the point, like, Deion, you can't want everybody to look at you. You can't be the guy like, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. And then once people say, hey, man, well, I'm coming to beat you. Since you want everybody to look, I'm looking at you.
Dan Lanning made that game personal for some reason. Like, and I will say, I see how I don't know who was responsible for the shoulder tap. Don't know who. I don't know if it was the Pac-12. I don't know if it was the Big Ten. I don't know if it was the Big 12. I don't know if it was Las Vegas.
Phil Knight is hey, bro.
Oh yeah, I don't know if it was Nike because Nike just re-released the Deons. Like, I don't know
the Diamond Turfs. Hey, relax. That's still.
But somebody tapped him on that shoulder and said, "Hey, brother, you sir," because they scored 7 points in the second half. They could have scored 100. They just ran the ball pretty much. And I'm gonna let y'all know now, Bo Nix is a trick bag too. By the way, he still threw a pick.
Oh yeah. Do not believe in Bo Nix. I'm never gonna tell you to believe in him because I surely don't. But I played on a team before, bro. And if the other team is nowhere in the same realm as my team, and they're getting all the shine and all the spotlight and all the I'm gonna take that personal. I'm taking that personal from the media. I'm taking that personal from the other team. I have to show you who I am. I'm still less than Val's son at the end of the day. And clearly y'all don't respect that and you don't believe it. So here we are,
Oregon,
and I'm going to shellac you.
And when I hope Oregon go undefeated because when because they do it every year, when they lose,
they're gonna Oregon. Oregon ain't nobody but Clemson and Green. Y'all gonna lose a big game now. Y'all for sure ain't gonna win a championship.
Y'all still got to play Washington, USC, Washington State. Y'all got to play all them schools. So,
but see, that's the thing. The thing with me is, bro, y'all just got to find y'all level. It's levels to this. Colorado, you are not on the same level as Oregon. And everybody was saying, oh man, maybe they could beat Oregon. Oregon did the right thing. I need to show you that me and you need not be in the same conversation about anything.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, when we talked about it on Saturday Morning Live, and we'll move on to the non-game, we said, hey, Colorado may have the skill positions to match up with Oregon, which was a lie. But, well, actually, I think they still could. They definitely missed Travis Hunter. Like, they missed him. His NIL deal should go up. Because, like, they missed him so bad.
Hey, send me some more bread. Double me up. Because these other dudes.
But all of Oregon's receivers were like 6'3". And the ones that were like 5'11", they got them on linebacker some kind of way. And they just bullied Colorado. And they did what the other they tried to bully Colorado like the other teams did, just with better players. When that dude number 98, when you run a fake field goal from your own 17 at 0-0, yeah, it's all smoke, all disrespect. All smoke and all disrespect.
Yeah. I mean, that's the part. Like, I remember, I look in the newspaper, and if the rival high school getting the juice, we're going to fix you when we see you. I don't see this to be any different. Colorado is everybody. And that's what he said. The Cinderella is over.
Yeah,
you finna turn into a pumpkin today. And what did I tell you on Saturday Morning Live? I said the accomplishment will not be winning. They cannot win. What you can do is prayerfully not get boat raced. What did they do?
Boat raced.
Caught the twin turbos. And the bad part is
you can't even get your get back.
That is the worst part.
You can't get your get back.
There's nothing you can do but get whooped.
Because everybody's moving next year. So they don't even get to play Oregon next year in Colorado.
Yeah. And then, you're probably going to get re-whooped again next week, too. I mean,
that's what I'm telling. Like, Dan, see, that's why I say, Dan. I mean, I get it. But, boy, it's calculated sucker move, though. That's a calculated sucker move he was doing.
I don't.
You said it was nasty what he was doing. 35-0 go for it on fourth and go. Like, the disrespect.
That was
the disrespect was calculated.
I put that right in the chat. I said, nah, dog. Like, I get it. But once you prove your point, get out of there, dog. You ain't got to. You did it, dog. You broke them. You came here. They got all the spotlight. They got all the love. This is your chance. You fixed them.
And somebody in the chat. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Once you fix them, dog, I ain't got to keep pummeling you. I'm proving my point. Say uncle. All right, cool. Move on.
But once I got in the chat because somebody said, yo, why are you feel some type of way? Georgia did the same thing to TCU. No. Georgia did that with their third string. Georgia played their second string in the second quarter. They played all freshmen in the third. Dan Lanning had the starters in the game in the fourth quarter.
Oh, he was tight.
He was to try to. And that's why I said this is not about football. This is not about disrespecting the O. This was about I don't like Deion. I don't.
Like,
why?
You can't chump me off all week.
How was he chumped off? Nobody said anything. Nobody said Deion was respectful because he knew what was about to happen. He ain't say nothing all week.
But the media is in. I get it. I'm a top 5 team. We got a Heisman candidate.
You can't get mad because the media don't believe in you. You can't get mad because y'all suck every year. Y'all choke every year.
Okay. No. Now see that's misleading. They don't suck every year, but they
choke every year. That's why I changed. They choke every year.
Yo, pause. My boy, what have I said? Let me drink some water. Let me cleanse my soul. But yeah, like if you got a team that I would consider basically amateurs playing against my boys, and y'all want to do all of this Cinderella talk,
just hooping and
I'm gonna fix you.
Yeah, I mean,
it's gonna be real quiet this week over there in Boulder. I tell you that much.
It was quiet the week leading up. Didn't nobody say nothing?
Wait, I just figured out what Sneaky just said. It's been a rough 48 hours for Colorado. Woo! How much have they lost by? What?
112 to 26.
Hey, man. I'm glad
Hey, but to
legalized
wrap up this
marijuana.
Colorado
Y'all need to
talk,
just lay
though.
down and smoke this out, bro, because this
You know,
bad.
Dion did
Bad.
say, we said Dion is the spin doctor, spin king. He turned this into a positive. They released Travis Hunter text Dion, I need to play this week. I'm not taking no for an answer. Dion, I'm not gonna play the video. He says your future is brighter than mine ever was. Relax and get healthy. I love you. We'll be back. Which means he's not playing against USC either.
Hell no. Why would you let your prized possession go out there and get dogged?
That's exactly what I was. I was like,
now,
Dion ain't about to put you out there.
He's coming to grips with reality. Nope. Nay, you know what? And this gives him a little bit of wiggle room on the out. Like, hey, man, we don't even have Travis Hunter. I mean, I like Travis Hunter.
I said that from the joint. I
he's
said that. Wow, yeah. I said that to be. I said you should thank Colorado State. I told him.
Legitimate CB1. I think he's gonna be an excellent NFL player, but also he can't. He ain't the Messiah. He ain't finna drop down from the heavens.
No, but he would.
Wait. I do have a little bit more of a follow up here. On social media, they came out and apparently Travis Hunter was playing the video game in the middle of the Colorado game. How do you feel about that?
Bro, it was 35-0 at halftime. I am on a deal with Bleacher Report. I'm sure in that deal have to have somebody. I got stream some content. I got something to talk about. And I'm not about to sit here and talk and dog out my team. So yeah, watch me play video games and have me talk about anything. It's still gonna bring in the money. It is. I ain't mad about that. And we knew it was gonna happen. If we knew, he knew. He practiced against them every day.
He know. He know he don't belong there. That's the other part. That's the one part that sticks him out. Other than the fact that I think that he'll probably still get drafted, probably like top 10. I think he knows he don't belong there.
No, I mean he followed Coach Prime, and I think he went with Coach Prime because Dion is right. Dion is allowing him to play both sides of the ball. Georgia wouldn't have let him do that.
But
Florida wouldn't have let him do that. Alabama wouldn't
Florida
have
should
let him do that.
whatever. Hey, dog, you want to transfer from Boulder? Hey, we would transfer you, and we'll let you pick the coach. Damn near at this point.
So I mean, but Spin King though. So that already tells you there's one spin. Spin number one. We didn't have Travis Hunter. I love my players. I don't care how much we get beat by. I know that the main thing is the main thing. And then followed up the week leading up to the number one recruit and number one QB in the class of 2025, Bryce Underwood, posted pics of his official visit to his unofficial visit to Colorado and Coach Prime. That was exactly 1 week ago, where he spent 2 days in Boulder with Dion. To me, that tells you no. He could have been at USC. He could have he visited Colorado. Yeah.
2025 class. So it's not
2024. No, 2024 is going to UGA. 2025, the number.
Oh, that's Dylan Raiola.
Yeah, Ravioli. Yeah, that's him. And then the other one, the dude from the number 2 guy from Carrollton, I think he's a sophomore, so that might be 2026.
Wait, what happened to the Florida guy? What happened to the recruit that Florida had that they didn't pay? He was the number 1 quarterback too, right?
He's at Arizona State. He was number quarterback in 20. He's there. He's playing. He starts as a freshman.
Graham Mertz. Awesome. But hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, if I'm Mr. Underwood or Miss Underwood, hey Dion, don't call my son back till y'all got an offensive line.
And I think, and if you don't think that was the number one thing Dion was selling, hey, I already working on the trenches. I already got players coming. Well, there's the doctor. There's the doctor. Warren Sapp says, I want to be there next year. I'm going to get everything, the paperwork, and going to go to work with Dion. Let me tell you something. Don't matter. Because as a Georgia fan, as you're a Florida fan, as you know, players want to go, especially in nowadays with the way that the climate is in college football, players want to go where they're going to get the best coaching, the best NIL opportunity, the best exposure, and go against the best players, because the way it works, those players that, let's say you go to Georgia as a walk-on and or go to Florida when as a walk-on, but do well against Travis Etienne, right? Or Trevor Etienne. Let's say you be whooping Trevor Etienne's ass in practice, right? You will get an opportunity just because they've seen Trevor Etienne and you keep showing up, but you have to play against the best. That's what Deion's angle is. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Lord. That is what Deion is doing. If you keep bringing in these former players, black dudes, especially guys, and they're improving themselves, I told y'all, if Deion ever recruits offensive line and defensive line, if he gets the trenches, y'all in for it. And the Big 12.
No. If he puts together his coaching staff that looks like the Expendables, I feel like that's what he's about to do. Just let me find all of the old guys. Hey, y'all want to come and live in Colorado for a little bit, coach a little bit of football, and hang out? And I think that Warren Sapp and him being adamant about it is the right step in the right direction. Now, that is where I think that they can really get – that could be scary. Now, the issue with that is those guys are rich, and you got to find a way to keep them motivated, because at any point, they're like, I don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to stay away from my family. I did this all for my entire NFL career. But if you can find guys who are probably like Warren Sapp, a little bored, and want to relive it again, oh man, you might be able to put together something scary.
I was about to say, with athletes is different. You never lose that edge. You always want to do it. It's just if you want to put the time into it. And Warren Sapp has always.
You also know you got a wife and a family. Just because you want to do something, don't always mean you can do something. But imagine if he called like Ed Reed or Ray Lewis and get them to Boulder.
They're all from. They all from listen, he already cool with Ed Reed. He's cool with Warren Sapp. And this is my point that I wanted to bring up about this move. Deion and Nick Saban are good friends, or were good friends. I don't know what they are now. They were friends. And Deion and Saban does.
They were something. You don't talk about a friend like that.
Saban does the same thing in terms of, and it just came out. I was listening to a podcast, Spencer Hawes. He was talking about how Alabama has all of these. They have these reclamation projects as coaches, Lane Kiffin, all these people, right? Sarkisian, Brian Daboll, literally everybody.
Brian, what's the other the dude that coached the Texans?
Yeah, him.
Brian, yeah.
So what I'm saying is they have all these people in these places, and you're like, dang, they got him coaching. They have Mario Cristobal, who is the coach of Miami, as the offensive line coach. Well,
that's where he should have been. That's where he should have stayed. Sorry.
When they told him that, and then they went to visit, it was like, yeah, he doesn't really coach the offensive line. It's this old dude that's been with Alabama for years that coaches the offensive line. These dudes are just figureheads in the place to make this look more prestigious.
And probably do more scheming than coaching.
This is the same thing to me. I think Deion is going to put together, like you said, the Expendables, to just walk around, be there, give expertise, work with him afterwards, and all of that. Sneaky, Affleck. But I think that he's going to have a bunch of other coaches to be like the hands-on guys. And I also think he's to fire his defense coordinator.
If Ed Reed is the perfect guy for this job.
Ed gonna be there.
You fumbled the Bethune-Cookman, and like, this ain't a shot. You fumbled the Bethune-Cookman job. You can come to Boulder. You can coach next to Prime. You're going to be visible. And then, hey, 2 or 3 years, we can give you another shot at the head coach. And then you can be under my tree, and you can come here and you can coach with me. Like, remember, they played together with the Ravens. Like, it's not unreasonable. And that is scary. Deion's ability to market and Deion's connections are what should scare these teams. Hey, he can talk to guys. I can talk to other coaches. Deion is going to have the inside track with other players.
He's already done it at Jackson State. He had Troy Aikman come give. I mean, he's got Tom Brady talking to Shador. Like,
but I'm talking about. Yes, you're right. Phone calls are great. I'm talking about on site. Warren Sapp going there is a big, like, that scared me. I was like, you know what? Because if I'm a defensive lineman, hell yeah, I want to learn from Sapp, bro. I've seen him. I know exactly who he is and what he's about. He's about what I'm trying to do as far as being a defensive lineman.
Yep. And I'm telling y'all, if like Deion said, you better get me now, because this is the worst we're going to be. This year is the worst we're going to be. And I believe him. I don't know if he stays there until they get the best.
Who he asked, do you believe? If I'm that reporter, I'm petty.
Petty? Yeah, I'm petty.
I'm showing right up. Hey, so do you believe? You still believe what you believe in now?
Well, James Madison's football coach said the ref didn't believe their own eyes. He was so mad that he pulled out a cell phone and showed them how they were wrong, similar to what Pat Beverly did that got him ejected in the Lakers-Celtics game. Coach Josh Haddon was so angry that he pulled out a cell phone.
Number one,
who is that guy?
This is against the rules. This is 100% against the rules. You cannot do that. And it's once again the cameraman. And look at the referee. The referee really trying to help you out right there. Are you stupid? Did you read any of the rules about this sport before you do anything? You can't do that.
That was against Utah
That is
State.
100% against the rules to have mobile devices. Like, that rule challenges. You can't look at your phone and be like, hold on, let me see what ESPN says. All right, throw the challenge flag. That's against the rules. And you can see the referee was like, you stupid idiot.
You stupid. What the hell? Like
Put that phone back in your pocket, boy. We all get in trouble in there.
Yeah, so he pulled out the phone, and everybody's like, what? Pat Bev did it.
I love P-Bev, yo.
I think they ended up getting like a 15-yard penalty. Look at the ref. He's trying not to look. He's like, come on, man. You saw that? He was come on, man. The ref was like, come on, dog.
On, man. I wasn't trying to see that. I didn't. That's how put the booze up. If you drank it in the car, I didn't see that, man.
Now, I will say, James Madison, you can't do this. I'm assuming this is the rankings. No, this is not rankings. James Madison, you up 24-6.
They're undefeated. They're undefeated.
Y'all are up 24-6, and this is what you're doing in the game?
Yes. If you're not used to winning, yes. I want to do whatever I can to protect this league. I do not want to be tricking off Johnny. No. But yeah, you got to know you can't do that. And
yeah, James Madison is good though.
Everywhere.
Meant to tell y'all that. Y'all need to pay attention to James Madison. So yeah, here's our weekly Florida, just because he's a Florida fan.
Don't hate this. This is a great catch. I don't care who makes this catch. It's an excellent catch.
I don't even know who this. What's his name? Ricky Person. This is the people you hate. Ricky.
No, I love
white receivers.
Yo. That's my boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Ricky Persall.
Florida versus Charlotte.
Made a really great
look
catch.
That great against Charlotte.
This is the catch right
This
here.
is an OBJ worthy catch. Like there's nothing like he damn near look like the Jordan logo. I do foresee Pretty Ricky being an NFL wide receiver. I probably think maybe 4th, 5th round. He runs good routes. He's tough.
Yeah, sneaky.
Clearly saw him get his clock clean right through the middle. I like that kid a lot though.
And the fact that he caught that ball and still he got plumber chick when he caught that ball.
Yeah, he got destroyed by 2 players.
They hit each other though.
Now I think that I was about to say the more you look at it, the more it looks like they hit each other. But I mean, you right there. I mean, you got to.
They definitely hit each other. He hit him. Ricky getting hit by this guy first actually moved him out the way because they was about to kick. Yeah, but yeah, y'all shouldn't have struggled against Charlotte though.
I mean, why not? Fire baby Billy. I want to make sure we understand that.
I told y'all what was gonna happen.
And if y'all don't know where I get baby Billy from, HBO Righteous Gemstones, excellent show. But yes, fire Billy Napier struggling against, and I don't really call them Charlotte other than my cousin is one of the coaches there.
Y'all didn't score a touchdown in the second half. Y'all didn't score a touchdown past the first quarter.
UNC Greensboro. Florida's terrible.
Your kicker.
Florida is terrible.
3, 2, 4. Y'all kicked 5 field goals.
Florida is terrible. I don't like. I'm not one of those people.
Hey man, y'all 3-0. Y'all 3-1, and y'all 3-0 at home, bro. You crazy? Y'all
that
good.
Don't mean nothing. We ain't done nothing. You got to remember, McNeese State went on to lose again after us.
The Grambling.
Charlotte, and then what do we beat? Tennessee, who I told y'all who was not much of nothing.
Well, they ranked ahead of y'all.
Formerly, the artist formerly known as.
They're currently number 23.
And what, we 24?
25.
I don't care. I mean, ain't neither one of you know my rule, bro. Ain't neither one of us playing for a national championship, bro.
But I will say, there's a lot of pretenders here, man. A lot of pretenders. Hey, LSU barely beat Arkansas. Alabama looked bad against Ole Miss. Ole Miss lane, you gonna stay in there because you 10 points. Oklahoma and Cincinnati, that was awful. Washington State beat Oregon State. I guess that's an upset. Utah and UCLA. Utah is 4-0 with no quarterback. They play 3 people at quarterback. Cam Rising still ain't playing.
That's a miracle, man. And I'm gonna tell you, that scary part is they gonna get better. That's another team, Colorado. Hey, buckle your chin strap. It's gonna be a long.
I don't think they play them. No, they play them at the end of the year. Y'all gonna get killed. Washington.
What you talking about? Right when they're trying to compete for a national championship.
But and we're not gonna go over every game, but all of this was a lot of a lot of pretenders. But hey, Duke, 41-7. UConn is UConn. Duke is number 18. Duke.
Yeah, you believe that if you want to. I don't
believe. I mean, you think they're better than Florida?
About equal.
Oh,
a lot of those like that's really kind of where I look at teams. I think that a lot of these teams are about Florida, Colorado, Florida, Duke, Florida, Tennessee, Florida, all of them the same people. I ain't crazy enough to believe that my team is good and their team bad. I don't care. I'm very realistic with who my team is and what they're about. Congratulations. I hope y'all lose, but it's probably not going to happen. I mean, it is what it is.
My man said Florida is about as good as Duke. Talking about football.
I think Florida's terrible.
Look at the anguish. Look at the anguish.
But I ain't gonna sit up here and lie to y'all. Hell no. I'm ready for them to go. I'm ready for Billy to go.
I'm ready for Billy. Billy gonna win. Billy, y'all are gonna go 9-3, 8-4. He gonna stay there next year.
Don't you put that curse on me? Because if you speak things into existence, they happen. And I need that.
I already told you. I already told you what's gonna happen. I told you from day one. I said this is exactly what's about to happen. You want to take a break? You want to go right through?
It's up to you. Completely up to you.
I'm good. We can go right through. Because it's 10:30. I told you a lot of football, y'all. Welcome to hour number 3. Hour number 2, really. Football. So we'll start with. I normally start out with the Falcons.
Yeah, NFL ain't nearly as heavy as what it's just a lot of words, but it ain't a lot of work.
Let's talk about the rookies real quick. The rookies are showing out. This may be one of the better rookie classes of recent time. Jahmyr Gibbs, nah, you ain't really do that good. Sam Laporta.
Hey, wait. 17 carries for 90 yards?
80.
Solid day.
It's like 4.2 yards a carry.
Solid day against a defense that played really good.
Sam Laporta, 8 catches, 84 yards. Hey, man. Shout out to Nick Mitchell. You said Iowa is the land of tight ends. And I was like,
right.
Man.
No, he's right. 100% right.
And as soon as Laporta came out, I was like, man, who is this dude? Iowa. I was like, oh, this is just poetic justice. Marvin Mims.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a 99-yard kick return for a touchdown. Oh, man, the Chargers got a steal. And let me tell you, that means we need to go get Khalil Mack because he's on his way out. Thule from USC. 9 pressures, 4 quarterback hits, and a sack. And then, of course, Brian Branch, all these players. I'm tired of being the team that everybody has a career game against. 11 tackles for the Lions. But the game of the day, Devon from Texas A&M, A-Chain. 5'9".
He's
5'9".
Said, after that game, y'all gonna pronounce my name right, and it's Achin, not A-Chain.
22. That sounds like South Texas, South Louisiana. 22 catches, 22 touches, 233 yards, and 4 touchdowns. This is their fourth whatever option. They didn't even have Jalen Waddle. So the rookies played really, really, really well. And judging by from Devon A-Chain's, or let's talk about the Falcons first.
Wait. Also, another massive game for Tank Dell, who continues to play at an extremely high level. And also, we'll get to it a little bit later, but CJ Stroud, I got to give him his credit. He is producing. I think they say he's had 900 yards in his first 3 games.
He's figured it out.
As a team with a quarterback who we might not get to 900 yards for the season, I got to congratulate that man.
Yeah, man. So we'll get to the rest of the league here in a second. The Falcons, 20-6 against the Lions. In Ford Field. This game, the score tells you exactly what you're thinking. The defense didn't play bad. The defense didn't play bad at all. The defense actually played really well. They had one busted coverage, just one, and that gave us a touchdown.
It's gonna happen. If you play a game and you have one busted coverage, and I mean, let's also be real here. Jared Goff is playing out of his gourd right now. He's playing at an elite level. I just saw it somewhere where they were like, man, imagine the world where Jared Goff is playing better than Lamar Jackson. And if you looked at probably Jared Goff's like a last 11, 12 games, his production has been better than Lamar Jackson. The defense
I'm not gonna let you. I don't like that point, because every time I make that point with somebody like Cooper Kupp, you be like, well, would you take Jared Goff over Lamar? No, you can't.
No. Those are two different things. I'm looking at production. Over the last 12 games, Jared Goff production has been better.
And not talk about Cooper Kupp. You can't talk about production and not talk about Cooper Kupp. Everybody that you compare him to, he outproduced. But then you say that don't matter.
But the other thing is Cooper Kupp is surrounded by weapons. Jared
Goff is not. Amon-Ra St. Brown isn't one. We just saw Sam
St. Brown. St. Brown, top 10 wide receiver in the NFL?
I don't know.
No.
He's better than any receiver that the Falcons have.
How old is St. Brown? I can see London being.
He's in his third year. You can see don't try to spin it. He's better than any receiver that the Falcons have right now.
Also,
he's better than any receiver. Better than any receiver that the Falcons.
Drake London has never played with a competent quarterback. Never. I don't.
Well, you full of
honestly
shit. If you think you full of it, you full of it trying to make yourself sound right. If you think that Drake London is better than Amon-Ra St. Brown right now, there's no
I don't know the answer to that, because he's played with Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ridder, and I don't know the last time that I've seen two quarterbacks play bad back to back like that, other than Cleveland's 20-year quarterback history. Let's get right to it, man. Desmond Ridder, I want to support you. I want you to be good, but you are playing terribly. Ain't no other way to put it. It ain't nothing else that we can say, but every team knows to put 8 men in the box and just pressure you, and you're going to check down every time. We don't know how good Kyle Pitts is. We don't know how good Desmond Ridder is.
Yeah.
And now we're about to not really be able to tell how good Bijan is, because they're just going to crowd him. Like, they're not, at this point, until you play better at quarterback, this throws everything off. This is a game that we lost when we've struggled so long with the defense that hasn't played good. I feel like when the defense plays good, we should win games. And
yeah, man. I mean, we had turnovers. Jesse Bate got an interception. We had sacks. I think we had we didn't have sacks. We had a lot of pressures. There was one blown coverage. Again, one blown coverage. I told y'all the Falcons' weakness on defense is the strong safety. That is our weakness. We had one blown coverage, and they took advantage of it. And then they scored in the first drive and kicked some field goals, and that was it. Yeah. Now, what sucks about Desmond Ridder and Kyle Pitts is Desmond Ridder. I ain't even gonna put this on Desmond Ridder, although I am gonna put this on Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder is about to get Kyle Pitts traded. It's about to happen. They are going to trade Kyle Pitts. If they don't get on it, they're going to trade because too many people want him. And too many people are willing to give up a lot to get him. Especially Dallas with all them defensive players they got. They need a tight end or something like that. So you about to do that.
You can see it in his face and London's face. They look like
George Pickens with Kenny Pickett. Yeah, it look like George Pickens with Kenny Pickett. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That's the reason I left. I say, how am I asking for George Pickens? We can't even pass with what we got. What I need another one for?
But I'm gonna shoot a little bit of. I'm gonna shift the focus. I ain't shooting no bell. I'm gonna shift the focus. Arthur Smith, your play calling is getting worse by the quarter. Not the week, not the game. It's getting worse by the quarter. You ran, and I think I put this in the group. You ran on 2nd and 2 from your own 30. You ran an end around after giving Bijan the ball 4 straight times. I said, dog, bro, they're not even respecting nobody. And our offensive line looked just atrocious. I feel like we need a refund for Caleb McGarry. We need a refund. And look, Chicago, I'm willing to trade you Ridder for Justin Fields. If y'all don't want him, hell, we can't do no worse. He can't do no worse than Ridder.
I know y'all don't want Ridder. Trust me. I'm not even gonna try to ship him to you. I'll just give you a first, because chances are we're not gonna get Caleb. If we don't get Caleb, then the rest of these quarterbacks, I'm not super in love with, and I would rather go ahead and get Justin Fields and try to get him on a deal for the next few years, and then just a low level.
They would want Kyle Pitts. No, they wouldn't. They would want more than picks. You'd have to give up a player. Because you can't bring Justin Fields in to be a backup. What you gonna do?
No, Fields is the starter. Ritter is the backup, bro. We've given you an opportunity. I think that he's Marcus Mariota Jr.
Yeah, he's more responsible Mariota.
Yeah,
because he don't he don't throw the ball downfield at all.
No, and that's the reason that
What's up, Nessa?
Yeah, she came out of Raptors like Sting, like you ran. But yeah, like I don't mind Ritter being a backup quarterback. I think he's Marcus Mariota Jr. Like I think he's more responsible. I think he probably throw a little bit further, but not much. And I think that he can throw the ball. I think he's just scared.
But I don't even think. But there's not much you can do though. And we're gonna get off of this because we got some other stuff we got to talk about. 70 points, but you can't blame Ritter for everything when our coach is calling bullshit. He was calling awful plays.
That's my other point. I think that Arthur Smith wastes the first half of every game just seeing what the other team will do.
It's got to be scripted. He's got to have a script, right? That's what I wanted to ask. Arthur Smith has to have a script. He's got to have a script.
It's like he uses all the worst plays in the first half, and then the second half is like, oh, I got him now. Bro, you need to have a game plan that works to start the game, not go in at halftime and make adjustments. I appreciate adjustments. Let me tell you that. I really do, because I spent a lot of time with coaches who just whatever they got is what they got. But you got the adjustments down. How about start the game with some sense, though?
Yeah, dog. I don't know what annexation of Puerto Rico you was calling in the first half, but we was getting torched.
Like, you can run a script. Like, I don't mind a script of probably about 10, 15 plays. But that should not last more than, I would say, 1 drive, 2 drives at the very most. By the second drive, by the third drive, y'all should be in a good lather. You should be able to tell who's ready to play, and you should have some idea on what's going to work and what's not going to work. If you telling me you went to the 3rd or 4th drive and you still running the script, bro, somebody need to take you outside and whoop you upside the head.
The Lions you made Brian Branch all-pro first-team rookie with 1 game. All they did was put him in the linebacker spot, and if you ran the ball, he blitzed. If you interception. If you passed the ball, he just guarded Kyle Pitts because they knew you weren't going to send him downfield or you weren't going to throw it to him. Like,
And Brian Burns did the same thing with the Panthers. Just called. That's the one thing I would say that Detroit did to start the game that I could tell we was going to lose. They came in angry. There was a level of aggression that we were not prepared for.
Yeah, they said, Detroit has 0 sacks on the season. They had 3 sacks in the first quarter.
They came in looking, whoever was available to be punched in the face was getting punched in the face. And we stood there and kept getting punched and just got punched a lot for no good reason.
Knocked our best linebacker out. Troy Anderson, if you remember, he's the guy that we drafted last year that ended up taking the starting spot. The running back, quarterback, linebacker, everything from Montana, is now on his season, might be over with a shoulder injury. That means that's a complete dislocation, shoulder blade broke or something. So, and I will tell you, our backup linebackers did not look good, boy. They did not look good at all.
All old boy from last year back. He should still be
Michael Walker. Yeah, Michael Walker.
Yeah,
he is awful. He makes interceptions, but he cannot stop the run at all. But so now we've lost our best middle linebacker for probably the year. So we got a lot of soul searching to do. Arthur Smith, you've got to figure it out, man. Yeah, you've got to figure it out, Arthur Smith. You probably go get him back. Young Ho. I'm not gonna go there yet. Young Ho will be permanent if you miss another field goal, big dog. You can't be missing field goals. You went to number 4 and all of a sudden you are awful. Hey man, go get 17. Who number 7? No, that's AK. Hey. Go get something. 77, 777. Do something. Get the number 7 back.
Do something to
can't have no bad kicker, bad quarterback, and bad bad safety. We can't be bad at every level of the game. We can't do that.
No,
Detroit was out there
hitting. That is unacceptable.
Them.
Like, and you're a guy we count on. And the guy who I was talking about was Rashawn Evans. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, Rashawn Evans. He is available. No, he plays for. Who does he play for?
No, he's not. He's available.
Yeah, we got
available.
Yep. So, but luckily, with the Falcons, us losing, the whole division ended up losing, and almost most of the NFC ended up losing. Yeah. It was a wash. One team that lost.
This was last week.
This was last week, but we
show this.
This was
the game.
Monday Night Football after the game. The Saints ended up losing to the Packers, but they played Carolina, and for some reason, defensive lineman Derek Brown, who arguably is their best defensive player, or Brian Burns, is one of them two, or J.C. Horn, followed Michael Thomas. Y'all know I ain't the biggest Michael Thomas fan. Into the locker room after the game, and they got into some sort of verbal altercation. And let me tell you something. The only reason it stayed a verbal altercation is because Michael Thomas was smart. Because I'm gonna play this while Norwood talks, and you gonna see Derek Brown.
Before you get there, I want to address that. This been a long time since I've seen somebody who want to fight less than this man here. He is what we call getting the hell on. Hey. What you want to do? What? But he kept it pushing, bro. I'm not finna fight you, and that's a good business decision because that man would hurt you.
Because Derek Brown has been big his whole life. He's from Georgia, and he ended up going to Auburn instead of UGA, and he is a monster. Yeah, Mike, you right, Steph. Mike Thomas was set tripping. Look at that. Let's listen if we can.
See me up? No, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Now, I don't know how you want me to say pause on all of this. Pause. There is a difference between these two individuals right there. The number is 13 and 95. That should tell you all the difference that need be. Derek Brown followed him to the visitors' locker room. And then, oh yeah, move out the way now. I'm going to get in the dough. Look, they trying to keep him from getting in the dough.
And I'm going to tell you, you're really playing with your life, letting that one man be the only thing between you and him. Because that man I don't know who he is. He looked like he probably played in the pros at a certain point in his life. He weighed too little. If 95 really want to get to you,
Oh, it keeps
You
going
gonna
now.
get got.
You see, he hit the slow trot at the end. Look at the trot. Yep. Let me get on over there. When Derrick Brown started trot, I was like, Michael Thomas, you. That's a fight you gonna lose. You try to bully, and you know why I like it? Because Michael Thomas like to bully DBs that are smaller than him. If he gets a DB that's like 5'9", he gonna like shake you, and throw you, and do all that. Can't guard Mike, all that stuff. Yeah, all right, Derrick Brown there now. What's up? And you see, Mike kept the helmet on too. Had the helmet on. Derrick Brown was
change your name from Can't Guard Mike to Can't Run Fast Enough. You could not run fast enough to get away from that man there. He was looking for you, and you were looking for an exit.
I will though say that the Saints do look better than I thought they would.
Oh no! You know your boy hurt.
Who? Oh, Derek Carr got hurt his shoulder. They said he has a chance to play next. It's an AC sprain or something like that.
All right, now keep on playing a regular season. That's what we waiting on anyway. Now go ahead, push us right on in.
Derek Carr is hurt, but they do get back Alvin Kamara. He ended up using Drewski's Damon Holmes skit to announce his return from suspension. It was pretty funny. This video has no sound, so this is basically him acting like he got freed from jail. It's pretty good.
We will post this on the Instagram. This is funny. This is also being socially aware. Now, if I'm the Saints, I'm not sure if I want you using this, but it's funny enough. We'll just let it rock. This is actually
They ain't got no other running back.
Yeah, that's the reason we need you to. You just got off suspension. Act like you got some sense. Jameis is the starting quarterback.
Jameis and Tamis are back because definitely Tamis, Taysom Hill, he's 35, 36, is out there, and he was still playing. So,
and Jamal Williams also hurt. I think he's gonna be down for a couple of weeks with a bad hamstring, if I remember correctly. But yeah,
Jamal Williams is out for the year.
Nah, I don't think so. It's the reason we have the internet. But yeah, I think that I don't know what the Saints are going to do in the meantime. I don't think that you should play Derek Carr the next game, because if you roll him out there and he gets hurt, then you're with Jameis for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, they put him on injured reserve, so he's out 4 weeks, but they're not calling the season yet on him. Hamstring is tricky though.
Yep.
But Kamara is back, but.
So the Saints, I mean, they lost to the Packers. The Packers played the Saints pretty much the same way they played us, except for the Packers won at the end.
Jordan Love ain't bad, bro. He's like black QB mid to me. I like that. I think that we should have the opportunity to be the mediocre just like everybody else.
Jordan Love is Desmond Ridder that actually throws the ball down the field. I don't think he's that great, but
stamped. I like that. But throwing the ball down the field is a game changer.
Packers, y'all can't. Saints. How y'all up 17-0 and then lose 18-17?
Oh,
that's not good.
They're who we believe them to be too.
Yeah. So that's cool. In the NFC North, the Giants got drubbed by the 49ers. The Eagles beat the Buccaneers.
Wait, hold on. The Giants. Y'all remember when everybody told us last year that the Giants were good? Y'all seen that team? Anybody know where that team is? Brian Daboll was finna be coach of the year. Where are the Giants? Find them for me.
They are awful. Now, with the NFC North, I said, hey, the Cowboys look like the best team in the league. Then the next day, Trayvon Diggs tears his ACL. I said, ooh, that take is going to be ugly now, boy. Never did I think that it was going to be ugly because of the offense. Boy, y'all let the Cardinals come out there and just dominate the offense. 28-16. Dak finally threw his first interception at the end of the game. Mike McCarthy looks like he turned back into a coaching pumpkin. This game, even though it was 28-16, was never in doubt. The Cardinals led the entire game. Y'all got beat by Joshua Dobbs at quarterback. Hollywood Brown had like the best game he's had in like 2-3 years.
Now Reggie, come on.
For a team that is tanking. Y'all lost to a team that is tanking. And it wasn't even in doubt.
I will only be referring to Arizona as a JV team because that is what they are. Now, they are one of the toughest JV teams I've seen in a long time to go out and play very scrappy. I think they do that because they hate their quarterback. I think that anybody playing quarterback minus Kyler Murray is an upgrade for them because I feel like they all want to jump him and they hate him. Now, on to you and the Cowboys. Reggie told me on this very podcast last week, he said, man, I think the Cowboys are the best team in the NFL. I said, excuse me, say what?
And you said Eagles, 49ers. And I was like, nah, their defense is good enough. And their offense is good enough, and their defense is great. And then, boom.
What position did you explain on offense?
No. I said I didn't see this coming. Not against Arizona. I could see this maybe against the Eagles and like a NFC East knockdown drag against Arizona. Totally, I don't know. Well, Dak looked mid, everything. But this is what made me walk back. This made me walk back that take immediately. I was like, dang, Trayvon Diggs hurt. Like that's and I'm gonna tell you, Arizona, whoever that other corner is for the Cowboys, they identified him play one and milked that side of the field the whole game. Y'all better go sign somebody. Go trade for something.
Well, this is the thing about Dallas. If you really look at their game, it's been a lot of special teams, been a lot of points by defense. The offense has been basically mediocre in every game. When the offense actually has to play, I don't have any confidence that the offense can function at a high enough level to be scary. That's the reason when people say, hey, this is the best team, I'm like, that offense is not scary. The 49ers offense is threatening to me. It makes me uncomfortable. They have Kittle, they have McCaffrey, they have Ayuk, they have Debo. Now, when you get to the Cowboys, you got Dak,
CD.
You got CD. It's really it. And I'll be honest, CD ain't the scariest guy to me, and Dak for sure as hell ain't the scariest to me.
So Dallas dropped the ball by not going and get Jonathan Taylor. You should have gotten Jonathan. Sneaky, tell me why this won't be the same team next week. Tell me why, Sneaky. Because
wait, who y'all play next week? Since you are the Cowboys representative,
they play the Chargers.
I want to know who y'all.
No, I'm sorry, they play the Patriots. Yeah, they'll beat the Patriots.
I mean,
they'll beat the Patriots.
Dogfight. I'm telling you right now, just like I told you last week, I'm here again. Patriots, Cowboys, dogfight, and I think the game ends up like probably 17-21.
I don't think
Neither
so.
Team.
I think the script writers are going to make the Patriots Cowboys is going to be a 21-point win by the Cowboys because Cowboys play the 40. Cowboys play the 49ers. The Cowboys play the 49ers the week after that. And they're going to set that game up to be the game of the whatever.
Man, no.
Don't care about them backup O-linemen. The Cardinals got a backup team. They got a whole backup team.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't care about their quarterback. They're sitting for the season. They're taking so hard that Caleb Williams' daddy said, "Hey, if y'all trying to draft my son, he will stay in college. He'll get a degree before he go play for the." So no, I don't. Respectfully, I don't hear about no backup, nothing. But outside of that, no. I think that the Patriots lose, but Patriots and Cowboys is going to be very close. I'm telling you, I think the score is 21-17. Maybe Dak pulls off a win, but it's tight.
Big dog, Micah. Let me holler at you, Micah. You are in the running for being. I mean, you look like in that picture right there, like the NFL version of Mike Tyson. You are in the running to be Defensive Player of the Year. You are a beast. Let me tell you something though. You can run your 4.35 and 4.4 at defensive end, you can be that. That man right there, Cheetah, talking about if you come over my way, I'm sending you to the tent. That's what he said to Tyreek Hill on his no, you want Sneaky. You want to beat the 49ers. That's what he said.
Wait, let's bet that right now. I want to bet a 12-pack. Not a 6-pack. I'm willing to bet on Monday Night Raw right here in front of the world. The millions of viewers who are here with us tonight. Always remember, like, follow, subscribe. I'll bet you 12 or 24 that y'all not gonna beat the 49ers. I just wanted to make sure we let that pass.
You gonna set yourself up for that. That'll be the game that the Cowboys win. They false hope too. They gonna give you some false hope.
You're right. But about this, actually, Reggie, I disagree. Number one, Tyreek was talking about he was setting the edge. You are not setting the edge.
Didn't get that context. Yeah, Micah Parsons gonna kill you, dog. I thought he was just saying we're gonna beat y'all in the game.
Are we gonna bet this together, or are we betting this separately, Reggie? Are you in on the 12-pack or no?
Yeah, I am. Man, if Brock Purdy elbow stay intact, they just knocked out Matt Stafford. No, they didn't. They knocked him out.
But yeah, also, if Michael get a hold of Tyreek, it's gonna be hell to pay now. As a person who played, you try to avoid them guys. Nah, big dog, I know what you're trying to do. Because it only take one. We can play for 48 minutes. Or 60 minutes. You only need one of them to clean my clock, lay me on down here. So I'm avoiding him. Yeah, man. Sneaky getting jumped now. Everybody, yeah, I got 6 on it too, dog. But yeah, hey, Tyreek, keep your head on a swivel. Number one. Number two, don't you be like Chad Ochocinco trying to block Ray Lewis. Don't set no edge. Don't set nothing. Set yourself up to live a long, healthy life. You stay away from Mr. Parsons.
Yeah, you don't want
Mr. Parsons, don't you get outside of yourself and try to tackle Tyreek in the open field. You want ACLs, MCLs, LCLs, everything. You better leave that man alone because he's the fastest man in the NFL. Possibly ever.
That we've seen.
You are fast, but not that fast.
That we've seen. Since we going from Cowboys, I'm gonna just jump to the Dolphins if you don't mind. I'll circle back. I just wanted y'all to see this score right here. The Dolphins, in case you've been living under the rock. There were 90 points scored in the Broncos-Dolphins game. 90 points. 70 of them were scored by the Dolphins. 7-0. The second most points since the merger. CTE is real sorry about MCL injuries. I don't even have no words for this game. Like
multiracial McDaniel put on a murderous clinic of bullying. This was not a football game. This was not an exhibition. This was old-fashioned bullying. They whooped their ass the entire game. They scored 35 points in the first half, 35 points in the second half. I feel like everybody on the offense scored. They start doing all types of line dances. Russell Wilson. Not to be confused with Russell Gambrell, who I've seen him play better football than you lately, son. You about to have to be Sierra's husband soon. They are going to fire you from this job, and then you're going to have to go back to the house and make TikToks and raise Future's kid because it's getting out of hand. Why they got to do the Jay-Z, Beyonce? Like, why you got to do that?
But you realize you in an abusive relationship.
Yeah. Russ, it's bad for you right now. It's very bad, and it don't look like it's getting any better. Now, the embarrassing part is, if you remember, the Denver Broncos actually supposed to have a good defense. They got Patrick Surtain. I think they got another safety who's pretty good. They got Chubb over there. Like, they have no shortage of good defensive players. Ain't no way you should get 50.
50, lose 50. By 50. Oh. They got 70'd.
Yeah, well, you're right. Technically, it was you got 70, but losing by 50 points has to be demoralizing. Can you go to the little clip of the offense? I think it was a tackle who I felt bad for him.
Who? This one?
No, you should go down to where it says tired of losing.
Hey, Garrett Bowles. Garrett Bowles was a top. I think he was the first lineman selected in his draft, if I'm not mistaken. Garrett Bowles, the fallout for this game is Garrett Bowles said on how he's so tired of losing. He said he's going through it personally. He said basically this is some bullshit. It's bullshit. I've been here for 7 years and all I've done is lost. He said, shit, I'm tired of losing. All I've done is lose since being here. He joined the team in 2017. His record is 35-66. Listen, Garrett, I'm going to offer you somebody that made it to the Hall of Fame in Canton off being with a team that historically was awful.
I already know who you're talking about.
He just went there. He is a lovable character, and he made it there off being Iron Man and being regular. Joe Thomas just made it to the Super Bowl. Made it to Canton after
just being your whole life
with the Cleveland Browns his entire career. You know it wasn't a lot of winning there. They left and came back twice. So, hey, man, if you need some emotional support, go call him. Go call him. Go call Barry Sanders. I think they only made the playoffs once.
Hey, also, hey, man, if you're interested in coming to play for Atlanta.
Nah, he ain't been that good. Like Sneaky said, he ain't been that good this year. He hasn't been that good. Change the scenery. Think he'll do something.
I've been good, and we've been 35-66. What you expect me to... Reggie, we got jobs. When the people around you suck, how hard do you work at your job? Oh, well we all finna be trash. I'll be number one, but I ain't finna work myself. Kill myself, and y'all be sorry as hell. Russell out here kissing babies. Look, see, this is disrespectful. That down there at the bottom... Look like they finna do the electric slide. No, bro. I kick all this shit over. You play with me like that.
And tough to watch.
Sean Payton. This is Sean Payton, y'all, and he was furious. And he's furious because the media is petty too. They ain't missed not one opportunity to take shots at Sean Payton. Dude just said, yeah, this was the worst loss historic since the merger. Sean Payton was like, what's the question? He was like, nah, I ain't really got one. The dude was like, fine.
This is what I expected them to do to Dion. Like, when you really talk that trash, now, hey, and this, you're right. He play the clip, and then I'll talk about it, because this is disrespectful.
You said it's embarrassing, but this is kind of an historic game. I mean, this is
I'm aware.
Third time a team has scored 70 points over 7.
What's the question? What's the question?
How do you feel about it being
I just finished telling you.
Historically embarrassing.
Next question.
You want to slap him. If he could get to him the way that he want to get to him, boy, he just slapped him 75 times. Bro, you didn't even act, and that'll be your last question for the season too, bro. You might as well work a beat somewhere else. You might as well start worrying about the Nuggets or the Rockies, because in here, you'll never get another. Hey, matter of fact, you'd be better off going over there to Boulder and see if Dion will talk to you. Because you didn't even ask me a question. You just told me how terrible I was. And then said, how do I feel about it? You knew I didn't feel good.
He said, I already told you how I felt about it. Now, I will say, to have this dancing at the bottom is so Look at that, Lord. It's disrespectful. And you got to fight. You got to fight. When they do, look at, let me tell y'all, you see who that is right there? Do you see the mouse pointer? That is Robbie Chosen Anderson, who also got a touchdown. Y'all forgot that he was even on this team, didn't you?
That's not true. There's no way that's true.
I'm looking at stats. Tyreek Hill, let's go to that one.
He does play for the Dolphins. I was like, get him, Falcons. We need somebody.
They put up some ridiculous stats. Devontae ate a chain. 18 carries for 203 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also had 85 yards and 2 touchdowns receiving. Mostert had 13 carries for 140 something yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, they brought in Matt White as the backup, and he was 2 of 2 for 67 yards and a touchdown.
You know how bad that you have to get your ass whooped when they make a PDF of just all of the different things that your team has done. Like somebody had to really go in. You know, the majority of the time, they put the score, they put either their number one player or they are like the biggest player of the game. Boom, media done. Nah. So what I actually need y'all to do this time, guys, is I need a full PDF breakdown. I need stats. I need multicolor. I need everything. At the bottom, I want you to actually break down what exactly everybody did to kick their ass. And then I need this ready as soon as the game is over.
Remember I said there's disrespect? Let's look at that. They just did a no-look shovel pass. And look at that. They won 70-20. It was 14-17. 14-7 in the second quarter. That means they scored 56 points in 3 quarters.
I'm going to tell you right now. First of all, this is so Mahomes. Mahomes is changing the game. Then on top of that, I'm going to tell you right now.
Surtain. I thought you didn't play, Surtain. You missed that tackle.
And I'm going to say this. If I'm a defensive player for the Broncos or wherever I play for the rest of my career, I have one objective. And my objective is to knock Tua head loose. From here on out, it's like it's the chicken fight. Whenever I see you, it's on perpetually. You didn't have to score 70 points on me, and for that, I will forever be hunting you. And I'm trying to put you out of there, bro. I ain't even gonna. Nah, see, you doing no look. Nah, bro, we not doing this. Let
me tell you something. Look at this play selection though. That's a chain. I don't know. Devon right here that caught the ball. This is Tyreek Hill going in as an end around. Plus, you have Mostert and the fullback going to the flat. The defense. This is like some Frankenstein wizardry that he.
Let me tell you, the man multiracial McDaniel is an offensive concepts mastermind. All of the plays look very similar in the motions, and every time it is super intentional on where the play is going and the option that the quarterback has. That what's his name for the 49ers?
Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, that Shanahan coaching tree is very, very real.
Yeah.
And McDaniels is, I think he's going to be the new Sean McVay. I think the Sean McVay had an excellent cast of players. I don't know how great of a coach he is anymore because now that the players aren't great, the team don't look great. But McDaniel is about to cook. And if y'all are smart, you don't have to be creative. You need to watch what he does and imitate it. Cleveland Browns, this is who you need to be stealing plays from. Y'all run that same generic, boring offense. This is where you find an offense. Just steal what the Dolphins are doing.
Let me tell you something. I didn't realize that Mike McDaniel was the run game coordinator in San Francisco.
Mostert was on that team.
I know.
That's when Jarrett was there.
I didn't realize that he was the run game coordinator.
Yeah.
So he was the run game, and everybody's like, "Oh, the Dolphins can run the ball." Yeah. I didn't realize that, and the fact that now that you add these concepts to being able to throw the ball, which is the Shanahan offense, which is why I'm gonna relate this back to the Falcons. I don't care. Which is why I understand what Arthur Smith is trying to do. You're trying to run 1 or 2 or 3 formations, 5 wide, 12 personnel, maybe
everything looking the same,
or bunch, and you keep everything the same, and you can be able to run. You should be able to run any play in your playbook off of any formation. I understand what he's trying to do, but you're not calling plays like multiracial right now. And they were out there partying. Like, you could tell again that this was personal.
If
for
you
McDaniels
get in the stands, I will drag your ass out of there. And you gotta think, you got in the stands on touchdown number 1. So you feeling real bold. Nah, dog. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna pull you out of there, dog. And I just have to take my L. And if I get fined or suspended, well, that'll be it. But you, Tyreek, now the issue is you gotta get up there and catch him. And
yeah, but say what you how you gonna catch Tyreek to be mad at him?
That is true. Those are the two worst people: the person who you can't never catch and the person who you can't never beat. Because you're just frustrated. It's only frustration. That's all they got for you is frustration.
That's when you get that. It's like, my daughter, where she can't, like, she can see something, but she's trying to, like, figure out walking. So she gets to it where she can't reach. She goes, that's all you can do. That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Dog. Fight through it.
Yeah, man. Shannon Sharp was mad. Shannon Sharp said this is embarrassing. Look at this. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't see this stat. They had 726 yards of offense.
Yeah. Wait, that's you. What about the Broncos only having 69 points for the season? They scored 70 in a game.
Yeah.
All of this is just
so. And y'all are wondering, like, why would he do this? Why would he do that? Well, Mike McDaniels was born and raised in Colorado. He was the Broncos ball boy. And 2 seasons ago, the Broncos needed to fill their head coach vacancy. And they didn't even interview Mike McDaniels. You know who they hired instead? The offensive coordinator for the Jets.
Nathaniel could not hack it. Now, I'm kind of conflicted. I mean, before multiracial McDaniel showed us that he's a savant at calling plays, we were the first people to be like, man, who is this guy? And,
yeah, you're right.
I mean, in hindsight, sure, you probably should have called him. But at the same time, he wasn't really he wasn't a big name hire. And now that's the other part. He also knows exactly what players he wants. And I'm going to give more credit to Kyle Shanahan because he had Mostert on that team, who McDaniels has. I think Jeff Wilson was on that team. I think that he was on the Dolphins last year. Jarek broke the record for passing touchdowns by a running back last year, and then he had 2 more touchdowns. Like, I get what Kyle Shanahan and Loki put together with the 49ers like 4 years ago, had things falling the way that they were supposed to. It all makes sense.
But why did they not?
Quarterback. It's always been quarterback.
And then also they even got better because, and shout out to John Lynch, man. They got better because they went and added, you just named 4 running backs. They went and got one dude that can do all 4 of them things.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey.
And that's lucky because you gotta hope that a guy like that is even available, and 9 out of 10 chances he's not available. But I am a firm believer that Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDaniel, I think that the way that they know offense, they know exactly what players they're looking for. They don't need, like, no offense to Jonathan Taylor, it would be a great luxury to have, or like a Dalvin Cook. I don't need that guy. I need a guy who's going to run fast, and I need a guy who's going to run hard. And I think that they showed that Tyreek, Achan, and one more out of the 6 fastest top speeds in the NFL. Yes, Mostert. Out of the top 6 top speeds in the NFL, they all got 2 of them.
Well, there was another person on there that didn't even play this game. Jalen Waddle was also on that list. And Jalen Waddle, they scored 70 points, and Jalen Waddle was hurt.
Hey,
I look at this 2 different ways. One way, the Dolphins are about to be crazy. And yes, you are right. Mike McDaniel, this is what happens when you have a proven scheme and a proven way to call plays, and you know exactly what personnel you want. I needed speed here, this, that, and the third. And he went and got all speed. And then when he got everything he wanted, Achin just fell into his lap. He went and got Achin. It was like, okay, now, you know how you get really good at stuff? You start trying stuff. Like, that's what that no-look pass, that's just trying stuff. Like, I'm going to start trying stuff.
And I will say, Mostert runs tough. Like, that's the other part. Like, Jeff Wilson and Mostert and Jarek, they run aggressively. Like, if you out there, you know how most speed guys just want to run by you. Now you get over your plane if you want to. You get perilous.
But
Mike perilous and aggressive.
Mike McDaniels explains why the Dolphins didn't try to break the NFL scoring record. Because if I'm not mistaken, they had 70 points with 4 minutes left in the game.
I think maybe 6 minutes left in the game.
And they scored, and well, let's just listen.
Chasing points and chasing a record, that's not what we came to the game to do. That doesn't have a bearing on the overall season outcome. The message that I thought it would send wasn't really in line with how I view things. It felt like chasing points.
I'm going to let you go first.
I think that this was a very adult decision to make. I think that you catch a lot more bees with honey. Is no point in me coming in here being a young guy and pissing everybody off. If I run up the score on Sean Payton, some people will be happy about it, but there will also be like a certain group of people who will try to get their vendetta. So in this case, I've proven to you, it's the same thing I said about Dan Lanning. Once I've beaten you to the point where you're just broken, I don't have to just continuously pummel and disrespect you. Like, let me get my team on out of here. We'll see you when we see you again. My point is proven, but I don't have to get into the lowbrow part of the game for me.
Ooh. So at 70 points was when he decided that that's the cutoff point of being lowbrow is 70 points.
But hold on. Also, like, they were all right. Now you still got to tackle people. Like, they're not like they were running the ball. Look at how many carries the running back get. Like, now I'm not gonna kneel. Now I'm not gonna try to run. Like, I'm not passing the ball on you is basically what I'm saying. Like, if I run the ball and your team chooses not to tackle my running back, then I ain't got no answers for you, bro. But I'm trying to keep the clock moving. I'm not trying to throw the ball deep on you. I'm not trying to beat you over the head. You got to tackle people, though. Like, yeah, look at that. Achin had 18 carries. Mostert had 13 carries. Dog, that's 31 carries.
That's all bullshit. There's no way that you think that I'm calling off the dogs at 70 points. If you didn't want to send whatever message you were trying to send at 70, you could have sent at 73. Like, there's no reason for you not to break the. If you're going to get to 70 and the record is 73 or 77 or 76, why not break the record? There is no difference between you breaking the record and you getting to 70 points. Nobody is going to forget this game. Whether you broke the record or not, nobody's going to forget that you scored 70 points. All them people that Sean Payton, you said, hey, I don't want to piss people off. You don't think 70 points pisses people off? It's only been done one other time in the history of the NFL. Hold on. Let me finish. 70 points? You think that 70 points is the line to be like, you know what? I'm going to be respectful now. I don't want to run up the score. What is running up the score if you get to 70? 70 isn't running up the score?
I got 2 points here. Number one, it also gives him a little bit more, like, it is a little bit more asshole-ish. Like, bro, I could have scored again. I did you a solid. So I need you to remember that going forward. Like, keep your humility close. I chose not to break the record on you. I could have. But also, 31 rushing carries, bro. You got to tackle somebody. No, if we run the ball 31, like, they only passed the ball. Tua was 23 or 26. Bro, that ain't no whole lot of passes. Like, it's a decent amount of passes. But in 4 quarters, that's about 6 passes a quarter.
But I mean, shit to me. You got the 70. The game was out of hand at halftime.
Tackle. tackle. Now you gotta tackle somebody. Now I ain't
You can't
doing your
have it
job
both
for you.
ways, dog. You can't have it both ways. Yeah, because you
If
definitely.
I'm running, no, I'm a firm believer, dog. If
Then you should have
if we're
scored.
just
They obviously
running-
couldn't stop you. He called off the dogs. They couldn't stop you. You could have got to 77.
yeah, he chose not to. But what I'm saying is,
And there's no point in
I
choosing
mean-
not to. There's no point.
nah. For me,
Bro, so you
Yes,
telling
they
me
ran
if a
for-
team,
yes.
if the record is
No, they-
77 points and the team beats
they
you
ran for
70,
300. Oh yeah, they ran for 350 yards and passed for 376. Dog, Tua could have went for 500 on them if he really wanted to. So yeah, 376, and I could have went to 500. That's me calling off the dogs. Now your boy.
but no, it's not. Calling off the dogs is taking out the starters at 42-7 or 42-15.
That's how Mostert got 13 carries.
Most of it is the start. Yeah, but calling off the dogs is not going and scoring seven.
Actually,
You
hold
scored
on.
10
Mostert-
touchdowns. You scored 10 touchdowns.
Most-
You might
Can
as
we
well
go
break
to
the
the
record. This is I can't fathom that the record is 7 points away and I've gotten to 70 and now I'm like that's not what I came to do. I the message that I came to send, the message you score at 77 is going to be the same message you send at 70. It's the same message.
Wait. So this is the thing. If you look at it, that's exactly what he did. Ancient is the backup running back. He got the lion's share of the carries. Y'all not tackling the backup, bro. We'll go to him.
That is well and good. And my point is, if you're going to say, well, go to hell and I'm going to get to 70, why not get the record if it's at 77? Why not? Message, everything you saying is there is no way that if you playing a team and they score and the record is 77 and they score 70, that you're going to be like, oh, well, they did me a solid by only scoring 70. No. You can't tell me there's no way. You're foolish.
I think it allows him to leave taking the high road and looking classy. Like
At
Dan Lanning,
70 is the high road?
Dan Lanning scored less points, looks like a bigger asshole. Once I get to my backup running back and he has 18 carries for 203, bro, if you can't tackle the backup, then yeah, y'all need to watch this tape, bro. You need to watch this tape and y'all need to figure out Rodney, I 100% think that he expects to do it again because this ain't going to be the worst team he plays. And I think that he feels confident that, hey, if I let up on them, then
You said Denver's not going to be the worst team he
time,
plays? Denver's not going to be the worst team he plays. You said Denver's not going to be the worst team he plays?
Yeah, I don't think so. No.
Yeah, exactly,
think
Russ.
that-
When it was 20-7, Miami could have been like, all right, we're just going to run the ball. Like, it's going to be over with. They got up.
They ran the ball 31 times.
They scored. You could have caught off the dogs at 50. You could have caught off the dogs at 40. You could have caught off the dogs at 56, at 63. You could have caught off the dogs at 49. You could have caught off the dogs at 42. You can't say, "Oh, I'm just running my offense," and then be like, "But I'm gonna be classy and not break the record." No, because you're not being classy.
Are not tackling my backup running back, then
I'm gonna break the
this
record.
tape.
I can't believe this is your take. Then I would break the record. If that's the case, if you can't stop it, then why would you even get to 70? Break the record. Knock it out.
Now,
Hey,
I'm
put
tell you this.
Sean Payton.
October 15th, Carolina Panthers. Hey, suit up. Because they're going to try to break the record on you.
No, they won't. Because Carolina got a better D. They got a better D line than what you call it.
And if not you, then Las Vegas. There will be for sure.
Let me tell you a tradition that's going in though. My family does a tequila shot for every Dolphins touchdown. They had to drink 10 tequila shots at the game, which means you got to get home. They're at home.
No.
10 tequila shots. Ooh, imagine having to do the push-ups.
No, that air, you got to think this is like 10 shots in like 2 hours and 45 minutes. This ain't it ain't like 10 shots. Like I could probably take 10 shots in a day. That ain't the end of the world. But 10 shots in 2 hours, and it was less than 2 hours and 45 minutes because the last like 6 minutes of the game, they was just chilling. So probably like 2 hours and 15 minutes. That's like 5 shots an hour. Man, I am not in college. My heart will fall out of my chest. My liver will fall out of my back. And I have to go lay down for a week.
Yep. I think you hollered out CJ Stroud before, But again, man, shout out to the Texans rookie, C.J. Stroud, 900 passing yards in his first 3 starts. He is second only to Cam Newton, who had 1,000. I'm sorry, third, Cam Newton and Justin Herbert. He's doing really well. People are already taking shots at Justin Fields. I told y'all they don't love y'all over there at the PWIs. That's what I be talking about, dog. How y'all gonna take a shot at your own man? But shout out to CJ Stroud, man. You have the Texans in first in the division, if I'm not mistaken.
Rodney, that will wreck me, dog. 10 shots in 2.5 hours.
Oh Lord, that would be bad.
Roll me in that casket.
Hey, so now that we're back in the AFC South, so we got the AFC South to go, NFC West, and then the AFC West. Let's finish up the AFC South since we're here with the Dolphins and I'm sorry, not the Dolphins. Since we talked about CJ Stroud, Trevor Lawrence. Who?
Oh,
you want to go Titans? Oh, we'll go Titans. It's kind of messed up.
No, pick your poison.
You said fire him. I knew exactly who he was talking about.
All right. So, number 1, Scammer Hill. Fire that man. Tennessee Titans. Start the rebuild now.
And rebuild around who?
Nothing. All picks. Derrick Henry. Adios, mi amigos.
Dallas.
I want a first rounder.
Dallas.
You can get Derrick Henry. He will make you a contender today.
Dallas, you better go get him.
In exchange.
Dallas better go get him.
Hopkins. I know he wants out. I think he can play for a contender. I want a second rounder. Maybe a third. But get rid of that. Tannehill, hey, bro, you can go anywhere. Preferably, I would like for you to go to hell. Will Levis, let's go ahead and get you in there. CJ Stroud playing, you can get in there. Bryce Young playing, you can get on in there. Let's see what we got. Start the rebuild yesterday. Titans, it's over. It's been over. Y'all shouldn't have won the AFC South. No, y'all didn't win the AFC South last year.
Jaguars.
You didn't.
I think the Chiefs should go get
last
the
year.
Chiefs should get DeAndre Hopkins. I think the Chiefs should go get him right now.
Yes.
Or the Falcons.
I want him.
But we can't throw the ball.
No, we can't throw to what we got. Ain't no point in us ruining nobody else's time and money. No. Chiefs, make an aggressive offer to get Hopkins. Hopkins, get to Mahomes. Titans, burn it down. I told y'all a couple years ago, y'all, I honestly owe the Miami Heat an apology. I said that the Miami Heat have missed their opportunity. No, you have missed your opportunity. So what you do is you do me a favor, you burn that team down. So
Trevor Lawrence.
The Colts are better than you. The Colts are better than you. And they, without their starting quarterback and they starting running back.
Trevor Lawrence.
Ooh.
So the Texans looked good on offense, and that Texans defense ain't really ever been really bad. I don't remember them ever really being bad. And they look good. And I'm going to let y'all know Will Anderson heard all of the naysaying y'all said during the draft. Will Anderson heard everything, that he can't really rush the passer, that he has no moves, that he can't get to the quarterback, and he is out there. Said, that's fine. I'll just run over everybody. And they are out there, and they have, and let me tell you something, Mechie still ain't really came back yet. Mechie really ain't came back yet. They get Mechie back. Ooh, if CJ Stroud could be what CJ Stroud is doing.
Yep.
Let me tell you, Trevor Lawrence, you looking real funny in the light now. You can't let a rookie come in there to the worst team in the division and then win the division.
Trevor Lawrence, I've been saying this since he got drafted. You look funny in the light. He ain't. There's no quality about him where I'm like, oh, he can really sling it or he's really elusive. He's just a guy that I think now I want you to hear me when I say this. He is better than the guy who I'm going to say, but I think their physical makeup is what makes people believe in them. Him and Carson Wentz, they look like quarterbacks. But are they actually good quarterbacks? No. Now, Carson Wentz is substantially worse than Trevor Lawrence. But both of these guys just look like guys who you think should play the quarterback position. I don't believe in Trevor Lawrence comparison at all.
I think Trevor Lawrence now has gotten to poor man Justin Herbert. I think he's poor Justin Herbert. They thought that he was the next Justin Herbert. Throw the ball deep, accuracy, big
Justin Sherbert.
Just sure.
Because he's sweet. I think that puts him like better than Danny Dimes. You know what the issue is going to be?
Bro, you do that a lot. You say a lot, this puts them better than Danny Dimes. That don't answer how good he is.
That's
at
a
all.
low bar. I'm realistic about
That's
what
a
bar
step stool.
is.
That's step stool.
The issue is like I'm gonna tell you who's going to be a problem for him. Who's going to be a problem for a lot of the NFL? Brock Purdy. Because how do you
the
NFL
is too invested? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. He's Trent Dilfer. The NFL can conceptualize. They're not going to allow you to downplay the quarterback. They're not going to allow you to do that. So it will always be the quarterback, no matter how many Brock Purdy's Tom Brady's once in a lifetime that we've seen.
Brock Purdy or Danny Dimes.
I think they're both. I don't know. I think they're both inconsequential. They're both inconsequential. I think the 49ers record is the same with either one of them. No. There's an interesting stat. There's an interesting stat that I looked up before the podcast that I heard. I heard it and I had to go verify. Brock Purdy has not missed on any intermediate passes this year, which is the Shanahan offense. If you know where to go with the ball intermediate wise, then eventually something's gonna open up downfield. You just got to hit that pass when I throw it, when I call it. And I don't know if somebody like Desmond Ridder could do it. I don't know if Daniel Jones could do it. I don't know if all of them mid-tier. Kirk Cousins, I don't know if he would be great. Like, I don't know who would be good.
It's a two-tier thing for me. Number one, I feel like Shanahan has dealt with Matt Ryan kind of showed him, if I have a guy who maybe don't have the strongest arm but makes pretty good decisions, then you got Jimmy Garoppolo, who ain't really that good either but can make good enough decisions. I feel like Mike Shanahan has evolved into dealing with this guy at a point where he's like, oh, no, I know exactly what you need to do now. And I think he's just telling him, hey, throw the ball to him right here, every time. And I feel like him never really dealing with the elite quarterback. One more time.
Pulling a Sean McVay. That's what McVay did with Jared Goff.
Yeah. But no, I think that the question is, like, will Purdy be able, I think Jared Goff learned from Sean McVay. And I think now that's the reason he's a decent quarterback. Because I don't think Dan Campbell is over there calling the offense of dreams.
I don't, because he wasn't good under Sean. Jared Goff wasn't great under Sean McVay. They scored 6 points in the Super Bowl.
No, I agree. But what I'm saying is sometimes it take it a little bit longer for some people to click. And I think now that he's out of it and probably under a lot less pressure, I think that he's like, oh, you know how if somebody teach you something, but then you got to go back over it yourself a couple times and then things start making sense. I think that's what's happening for Jared Goff right now. Because the team ain't better. The Lions are not better than the Rams team that he played with, but I feel like you just get a better understanding of the material and what you can do and what you can't do.
No, they're not better. No, I think their offensive line is better, which allows him. It allows him to survey the field more. Because
yeah.
Even against the Falcons, he wasn't that impressive against the Falcons. If you want to be honest, Jared Goff wasn't that impressive. He made one deep pass. Everything else.
Who I think he could possibly be like a Alex Smith upgrade, which is a good place to be. If you could get right to that, I love Alex Smith. If you could go one step up, it's a good place to be.
I feel like he's the new Kirk Cousins of the NFC North, personally. I can see it.
Check. I don't hate that.
Moving on to the AFC North, the Ravens lost to the Colts. Before we get to the Browns, we have to talk about that. I really didn't mean to talk about that, but the Ravens lost to the Colts with no Anthony Richardson and no Jonathan Taylor and Gardner Minshew.
How many points did the Ravens score?
19.
What did I tell y'all about this offense?
Listen,
It
come
ain't changing.
on back to UGA. We will welcome you with open arms. Todd Monkey.
Offense.
Come on back, please. Because we don't like Bobo.
You need it.
We don't
You
like
need him
Bobo.
bad.
Come on back, brother. Come on. Listen, you can pull a Saban, leave, or Spurrier. Pull one of them. Leave after 8 games and come on back to UGA. Because this Ravens offense looked real regular. And they were healthy.
I remember.
Also, the Ravens, they weren't healthy.
Specifically,
The Ravens also are hurt, man. Like, they have everybody hurt.
and what I promised that I told y'all, and Josh argued me down for I don't know how long.
Josh
I
always
said
argues
Lamar had no business going back to Baltimore. It's going to be the same offense he's running. He's been running. That's it. Then everybody was like, oh, they got OBJ. And what did I say? When was the last time the OBJ played meaningful football?
with the Rams.
And everybody was like, oh. Nah, he didn't play meaningful football there. He played a game.
A game?
Yes, the Super Bowl.
He got hurt in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
He didn't.
He
play
hasn't played. When was the last time OBJ played a full season?
Full season and meaningful game is two different things. He played most of the season in the Rams, I thought.
No, actually, Jesus. He had 74 catches in 2019, 23 catches in 2020, 17 catches in 2021, 27 catches in 20. Oh, well, no. It was like 50 catches in 2021. None in 2022.
When did they win the Super Bowl? 50 in 2020? So, yeah, 50 catches?
Yeah, because it 30 and 20. Yeah. But that was 17 with the Browns and then 27 with the Rams. And then he's had 5 catches this season. I told, that's the part of, being based in reality that frustrates me. Is I will only deal with the facts that are present, and people will be like, "Oh, you're a hater. You don't."
Yeah, you do. But two things can be true. You are a realist, but you also are a hater. And that's why everybody gets stuff misconstrued. When I can't tell if you telling the truth or if you being rational or being a hater, then you're always a hater until you prove to me that you're rational.
Okay, was I rational about OBJ and the Ravens offense so far?
Yeah, you were right about that. But still, you have been a hater too. You have made irrational points on the podcast.
I 100% disagree, but we will discuss. We'll talk about that at a different time. At the end of the day, Lamar Jackson, you signed this contract. This is the team that you want. This is what you got. You got 202 passing yards. Zay Flowers, your new number 1 with 8 receptions, 48 yards. Then you're dealing with Nelson Aguilar, Mark Andrews, who probably going to be hurt, hopefully not. Kenyon Drake, Melvin Gordon, you just running backs. This is the same offense. And you got to lead the team in rushing and
Drake
passing,
are your running
101
backs?
yards.
Wow. They have no running backs. Oh, because Gus Edwards, they third string got hurt. They are hurt. They are missing everybody. Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen still out there playing like crazy. And they ain't got no corners. Listen, Falcons. I'm gonna relate this all the way back to the Falcons. There's a lot of teams that are disappointing that we could cherry pick some players off of now. We need a safety. We may need a lineman. We need a rush in.
Oh, my boy Kyle Hamilton, 9 tackles.
Yeah, he played well. They're not gonna let him go. But elsewhere, so the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Raiders as well, and then the Browns and basketball playing Myles Garrett beat the Titans. Nick Chubb, who's
Titans are
thank
trash.
God, Nick Chubb's knee is not as bad as first feared. It's not like the one in Tennessee, Georgia when he played Tennessee, where he tore 3 ligaments and dislocated his kneecap. This one, it looks like he only tore the MCL. Thank you. I mean, it's still a year injury, but the other alternative was career ending.
Yeah,
So,
and this one I think they said aggressively is either 6 to 8 months or 8 to 10 months. It's not the 12-monther.
yeah,
Which I know that seems 6
a
months,
deal.
8 months is all a lot of time, but there's a big difference between 6 to 8 months versus even
12
8 to 10 months to 12.
Yeah.
12 puts you back at this time next season.
So now the Browns had to pull a Thanos, or Kareem Hunt had to pull a Thanos and said, you did all of that, and where did that bring you? Right back here to me. And they had to sign Kareem Hunt to a 1-year, $4 million deal. I don't know why Kareem Hunt really hasn't been signed by anybody else. I don't know why Dallas won't sign another running back. Y'all need it. And I don't understand how these running backs, especially him, stayed on the block this long. And you allow him to go to basically a first-place team. Go right back to Cleveland.
Now,
I don't get it.
I think that I got to see more out of Watson consistently. I'm still, and somebody brought it to my attention, like, hey, we're giving Watson like this long runway to figure out to get his game back, bro. You weren't injured. You weren't hurt.
That's what a lot of people said. A lot of people said, like, yo, you got caught up and then came back and just was not good at football anymore.
Yeah, and, there's a big and let me also remind y'all, it's like a $58 million cap hit next year. So
64. I'm sorry, 64.
You need to be 27-33 for 289 yards cooking with gas. Got sacked 3 times, and we also saw you throw that ball backwards. Now we ain't gonna bring that, but you picked the Marcus Mariota reverse, and we're gonna let that slide. But I think that Watson's contract is going to be very interesting because you need him to play like a top 5 quarterback for what you're paying him. I do not believe that there are any openings in the top 5 right now. So the return on your investment looks highly unlikely.
If you're the Jets, what are you doing right now? Are you believing the Jets brass of they're sticking with Zachary Taylor? Or because Matt Ryan it was allegedly that he reached out to the Jets and then he released a statement and said, nah, bro, I'm making this money. I think both things are true. I think
clarified
he reached out.
That crystal Windex clear. He said, my agent is Todd France. It's his job to help me to reach out and see what jobs are available to me. I am 100% not interested in taking over this job.
Mm-hmm. He did that within 4 hours.
Yeah, like, hey, let me go ahead and clear this up. I don't want y'all to get it confused, nothing like that. Nah, I don't want it. And I think that New York job is a very special job because it comes with a ton of pressure. But I also don't think that Zachary Taylor Thomas can continue to be the quarterback of this team. You already seen Garrett Wilson go over there and be pissed. You know the team said last year that they don't like this guy. I don't think that this situation is tenable for much longer. I think that's why the rest of the NFL is content with playing stupid as the Jets play. If y'all act like y'all not looking for a quarterback, then we'll let this thing burn down. And we'll watch it. And then next year, you'll put all the pressure on Aaron Rodgers to try to salvage it. And you really put the pressure on him to salvage it so that hopefully these guys don't ask for trades. Like, and I mean, what's to say Aaron Rodgers might not be like, you know what? I think I'm done. The Jets are in a very bad situation.
Are they the worst? Are they in an opportunity to be, if they don't make a move, do they become the worst team in the NFL at the end of the year?
No. No.
Okay. So let's say they end up. Let's say they end up.
Not the worst team, but could become the worst situation. Situationally, super problematic.
I understand what you're saying. If they end up not making the playoffs, not even being close, coming fourth in the division. Coming fourth in the division means you're probably going to be in a top 10 pick. Aaron Rodgers is non-committal. Caleb Williams is there for whoever's the number one pick. You in the top 5, top 10, you have a lot of players that you could trade to get that top. You only need one to get that top pick.
Who can because people know that you're vulnerable, so they're gonna ask for stupid requests. Send me Sauce, send me Quentin Williams. Like, they're not gonna make a low. They know that you're between a rock and a hard place, so they know that they're negotiating from a place of strength. So I'm only asking about outrageous trades.
They got picks too now, because none of those Aaron Rodgers picks gonna convey. They got Aaron Rodgers. They got all them picks. Not all of them. They have picks, but none of them picks that they traded to Aaron Rodgers that they still now they got second round picks. They got third round picks. That pick ain't gonna convey to nothing.
That's a second, because it was a second round pick. But if he played 65% of the plays or more, it conveyed to a first round pick. I'm not trading you I'm not
first round pick.
I'm gonna take a second and one.
Well, it's not gonna be a first now, so they keep their first. So now you got a first. Yeah. You package that with somebody. I don't know who. I'm assuming those 3 players are off limits. Garrett Wilson, Sauce, and Quentin Williams.
You know how I feel. I'm not arming my enemies. I'm not giving you a chance to get Caleb Williams. You can get the hell on out of here, because you'll be right back. Because you'll be able to, whatever you lose, you'll be able to replace if Aaron Rodgers doesn't, because you'll be able to pay that guy. So you can just go buy another free agent. Hell no, I'm not stupid. I want something that's going to break you. If it ain't breaking you, then keep it.
Other inconsequential news. Cam Akers got traded to the Vikings. I don't think this do nothing for nobody.
I think that this helps the Vikings. They needed a running back. I think that
maybe I'm not healthy. I'm not happy for the Vikings because you had a running back. All you do is pay him $12 million.
Yeah, but now you got Cam Akers. You probably pay half of that too. And I think that
Cam Akers is half as good as Dalvin Cook.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but they understand that they're not competing for a championship. And I think that they know the end of the season, bro, we're getting rid of you, Kirk Cousins. So one thing about paying you all your money in advance, when it's time for you to go, get your shit. Check on out, dog. Ain't no late checkout. Get everything that you got and take it with you. And they're going to have money to spend because they won't pay Kirk. And they don't, Thielen is gone. They purged everybody else that I think that they were paying a ton of money to. And going forward, they're going to build that team around Justin Jefferson. And Quinn Ewers or Caleb Williams or whoever, or Michael Penix Jr., whoever is available, here we're going to get us a young quarterback.
Michael Penix Jr. would look like a young Randall Cunningham out there.
Yep. And we'll put everything around him. And we got Justin Jefferson. Yeah, Kirk, don't stay. You're not staying here.
AFC West.
You're going to get the hell.
AFC West. The Chargers, another team that just can't get right. Mike Williams, torn ACL. J.C. Jackson, for some reason, I don't know why.
Oh, no. It's actually explanation. He has a warrant for his arrest. He did not go to court. Then after he did not go to court, he also did not do the mandatory community service. So there's a new warrant for his arrest. I'm pretty sure that you probably can't go to work if there's a warrant for your arrest. So that's the reason that he was healthy and active.
So you got people not going to court. Mike Williams tore his ACL, and I believe they lost this weekend.
No, they won. They won because they had won before.
They still. I see why they drafted all them wide receivers, because everybody get hurt every year. They might was hurt back last year. Every one of them.
Yeah, he's done for the season. So yeah, like, and the thing about it is, it's a $600 fine and community service, and he did not go. Like, now I get it. You probably got a lot of things moving, but you got to have somebody who's telling you, like, bro, we need you to just do this. And you're an NFL player, so community service for you is just having an event.
Just be there.
Oh, toy drive. Hey, what y'all want here? Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. I'm done. Here goes $600. You spend that probably on a daily basis.
Yep. And then finally, at the last, the Chiefs played the Bears. And if you want a visual representation of how that game went, because I thought it was about to be Miami Dolphins Denver game again, because it was 21-0 in the first quarter. This is how it looked. This is Justin Fields. He is woozy. He is wobbly. He is beat down. And shout out to DJ Moore. DJ Moore was like, nah, come get him. Come get him. Look at him. He's like, come get him. Justin Fields wanted to play, but he got clamped.
You could see him leaning.
Yeah, he was talking to the ref. Like, he had a concussion. And that's pretty much how it went.
Yeah, and DJ Moore and Justin Fields being the same size, somewhere that seems wrong.
They're not the same size. Justin Fields is bigger than DJ Moore.
That's what I was trying not to allude to. But and if you've ever had a conversation, look at little bro. If you've ever had a conversation with a person who has a concussion, it is not a cool thing to do. It ain't fun. It's a very weird conversation, and you could just everything in all of his posture says, "Boy, get this guy to a tent ASAP."
Yeah. Jarek ended up scoring 2 touchdowns. The first touchdown on the similar to the Dolphins, the shovel pass. Seems like Jarek is one of those guys that all he does is score touchdowns. Now he's find his niche, and I can't believe it took them that long to sign him. But anyway, that was the first one, and then this is the second where he goes high stepping all the way down the field. He looked like he's having fun in Kansas City. I mean, it's fun winning. So
I mean, you gotta think he's the old guy there. He doesn't have to do, you got Pacheco who's taking the lion's share of the carries. You still got Clyde, and you got Andy Reid, who I think Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes understand his value. His ability to score touchdowns is low-key unbelievable. Like, once you get, like, so many players that get to the red zone and it's tight and it's very difficult for players to flourish. Jarek finds a way to get open. And that's the skill of the Chiefs. It ain't the most elite route runner. It's conceptually, I know where to be. Kelce is not the most elite route runner either, but he just understands spaces and let me watch my quarterback and let me find out where I can be to be open to catch the ball. And honestly, I really was hoping they was going to give it to him again down there in the red zone. But yeah, this is the first game that he's really got some catches. And
I mean, I agree with everything that you said, but to me, I think Jarek just has the trust. I think he has the trust of Mahomes.
Oh yeah,
and they know that if I call this play, 1, he's gonna pass block, and 2, he is going to be able to be in the right place at the right time. Ain't gonna be no Kadarius Toney ball off the hands type.
And
stuff.
He's gonna catch it. That's the thing, because they throw it to you because they know you're gonna catch it.
What does that tell me? Kadarius Toney was getting the end rounds. Kadarius Toney was getting the shovel passes. Kadarius Toney was getting all of that. And I don't know the stats of what Kadarius Toney did, but there's a lot of Jarek and Travis Kelce highlights. Ain't that many Kadarius Toney highlights.
Well, I mean, Kadarius Toney and Jarek kind of overlap in the space of what they do. Small guys who like to get in space and can make you miss. I'm a firm believer in Kadarius. He only had 1 catch and no runs, but I mean, all of those. I mean, it's the same thing. You also got to deal with Sky Moore. He's also in the same kind of
You got to put Sky Moore at return man. That's about all he about to be. I don't. They got to go get. To me, they still need a receiver. They still need one more. But
I agree. Because they're making it do with these guys, but like Rice, Watson, Moore, Valdez, Scantling. You will make it. The guy who you're making it tough on right now is Travis Kelce, because you can kind of bracket him.
Can you? I mean, he's winning that life right now. He scored a touchdown. He got Taylor Swift on his arm. You know, his jersey sales are up 400% since Sunday.
When the Swifties like you, they like you.
Boy, and look at the face though. The face is like, ha.
That's not the face at all. You know what?
He's
face
like,
that
man,
is?
stop taking. Why is there photographical evidence here?
Why are y'all making that high? I finally got the one that I've been looking for. And you know what you're supposed to do when you see your homeboy get the W he been looking for. All right, player, see you later. Nah, hey, let me whip up my. Hey, no, man. I don't want nobody to know that I done got this W, man. I'm trying to discreetly move. I might like this one. And here y'all gonna making it hot. Now everybody finna be in my DMs. I'm all over ESPN.
Making it hot. She was in the box She was in the box next to his mom. Like beating on. Now I will say everybody in there, all them people with her. I mean, she was like into it. Yes, motherfucker. Yeah. Oh. I had the black dude next to her beating on the window. Oh. I was like, you know.
But the other part is that could 100% just be like marketing. Before that, all right, well, you know, this is cool. That, you know, him and his brother have had this conversation. All right, we're going to invite you to the game. You're right in the middle of a massive tour, the most massive tour of all time type of thing. Sure, it's good for branding. It's good for everybody. This is not it, bro. This is after. We are
marketing. Like, she showed up with his jersey. No, I ain't marketing. Not next to you. Not showing up with no marketing. Sitting next to my mama. You ain't sitting next to my mama for no marketing. No.
You are. I can't ask you this question because you are a married man. But me, let's pull a hypothetical out that's good. I'm trying to think of somebody who. Oh, let's throw. Even though it's But yes, 100%. If for marketing intents and purposes, if I have a game, I've shot my shot, but not really shot my shot via social media. Yeah, I can understand. Go there, take some pictures. This is cool. Yeah, and that be it. Like, hey, it was nice to meet you. You're a fantastic person, but I don't really know anything about you. And then we kind of part. Yeah, absolutely.
That's not what this is, though. That's what I'm saying. What you talking about is not that never was. It wasn't that in the box. It wasn't.
No, it's not.
Because it wasn't that in the box either. You don't. If it's marketing without that, you don't wear the jersey. You don't be with the mom. You don't. She was in the.
You feed into the narrative. Just go with the narrative, bro. I don't even know you. We've never had a conversation before. Hey, come to the game. The owner's gonna let you have a suite. Just put on a jersey and feed the narrative for a little bit. It'll be cool. You'll get some clicks. I'll get some clicks, and we're going about our way. You know how many relationships in social media exist from that? From the look.
Taylor Swift just had the largest grossing tour of all time. She don't need no clicks.
Yes.
What marketing? You was trying to sell marketing to Taylor Swift.
But you don't think that NFL look is a hell of a bump? Oh yeah, it's the NFL.
By using Travis Kelce to get to the NFL, she could have just done the halftime show. Like that's
but I think this is a much more organic way to get in front of the NFL. Oh yeah, do it, bro, do it.
Excuse me, y'all know I'm yawning. You know what that means? We have come to the end of episode 121 of the Splash Cast, ladies and gentlemen. We have talked about NFL, we talked about HBCU football, NCAA football, and we did the pregame. We talked about the WNBA as well as Braves baseball, and we laughed at this guy trying to figure out what he was doing fighting a guardrail. With that being said, Norwood, if we didn't miss anything, take us out.
All right, number one, no Saturday Morning Live next week. Maybe me and Reggie do something on Friday night maybe. There will be no Saturday morning. Shout out to my boy. His fiance, LOA, and Jasmine will be getting married. We will not be available on Saturday. Monday, me and Reggie still have to figure that out. We'll keep you abreast. We have to do it. We'll talk about it later, but we have to do it at your house.
You're here on Monday?
Huh?
You're here on Monday?
And Tuesday.
Didn't know that. Communication.
All right.
Here we go.
Yes. So, yes, maybe there's a Monday show. We'll let you know probably by Thursday or Friday. Depends on how this week goes, you know. But with that said, number one, everybody take a little bit of time tonight before y'all get into bed and just send a little prayer for the Braves as we prepare for this postseason. Prayer for health, for focus, and for determination for our boys to play like we know that they can. So I'm going to start out with number one, more black baseball, more black baseball, more black baseball. Now, also, it's still a little warm here. More black beaches if you can get in a little bit of water. Number two, more black cowboys and cowgirls, of course. Number three, the historically black college university you went to, your cousin went to, your auntie went to, your nephew went to, send some money over there. The historically black college university in your neighborhood. As homecoming season is in full swing, I think the TSU's homecoming is this weekend, and I will be missing it. I am heartbroken, destroyed, distraught, without a focus, without a drive, but I'm going to support my homeboy, so that's what I'm going to do. Send some money over there. Finally, to the greatest learning institution in all the world, the Hampton University, send some money over there. We only ask for $18.68 on behalf of the Splashcast for the year that Hampton University was founded. Outside of that, man, we love you. We look forward to seeing y'all again soon. Once again, no Saturday, but me and Reggie might cook something up because I will be in Atlanta tomorrow.
That'd be interesting. Like you said, always like, follow, subscribe. We love y'all. Peace. See y'all next Monday. Peace out.
Adios, mi amigos. This is the Splashcast weekly schedule. You can find us on Monday Night Raw. That is the Around the League edition where we cover all of the major leagues around the league. Tuesday is the ATL edition. Braves, Falcons, Hawks. Wednesday is when the playlist comes out. It's a Splashcast 24, 12, or 36 pack, just depending on the music. Thursday, for everybody who was not able to catch us live on Monday, they can catch up there on the Around the League edition. And then Saturday, of course, we bet beers for Saturday morning live. If you ever need to find us, we can be found at thesplashcast.com and, of course, via Instagram at thesplashcast.
Horizontally pronto, so roll that frontal leaf like Tonto, yeah, that's Tonto me. You have the right to act irresponsibly. Shouts to the ruler, I'm always indebted. Made my first record on an OK computer cause I saw where the radio was headed and still said fuck 'em like a nigga had a fetish and should have been vetted. Every one of y'all get some credit, fill 2 sets of books, but we never saw a check. What you need in life, is it money or respect? When you got power, then you know you getting both. The road less traveled, then you know you getting close. And if they bought your ass a chain, that's your budget getting choked. That's a note for me, dog, not willing to do something strange. Be at the mercy of others pulling the puppet strings. I say it gladly, I'm not Milton Bradley, so stop playing on my fucking name. A long way from when I weighed a buck and change. Heavyweight shit, we just make shit to shake all the competition up like Clubber Lang. What a fucking shame. And another thing, wish me well or call me Simon. To no one's surprise, it's looking like we morphing in the